What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and I have some absolutely miserable gameplay for you. And the reason is, I got up this morning, and I was exhausted. I actually haven't gone to bed before 4 a.m. in the last 4 days. So my sleep schedule is completely fucked, and I don't like to sleep past noon, because then I feel like there's no day left. So, yeah, I need to get that back on track. But, you know, not before the map pack comes out and I do a bunch of stuff for that. But, what I wanted to talk about was getting personal. So, obviously, the title of this was Get Personal, and for a very good reason. So, a lot of people do, and I have before, done commentaries around their personal life and experiences. You know, I did all the stuff with, my friend and his failing, and I've talked a bunch about different situations I've been in, and bullying, and all that stuff. But I'm wondering if you guys want it to be a series where you can actually choose the title, or the topic, rather, and I'll talk about it. So, I mean, you know, like 1 week, if you wanted to talk about ex-girlfriends, or if you wanted to talk about drugs, or if you wanted to talk about basically anything. But before I even suggest that, I'd like to say that I am not your mother. So, while you may want to seek advice about, I don't know, whether or not you should do this crazy awesome drug, I probably won't tell you no, just because I'm not your mother. So, I mean, I'm gonna give you advice, I'm gonna talk to you about what I think and my personal beliefs, as well as everything else. I'm not the strictest of people, by far. I'm actually quite lenient, and I give people the benefit of the doubt, but, I mean, I have some experience to back me up with some of my opinions, as I'm sure you guys will learn if this series continues. So, you know, I'm just curious, what do you guys want to see? And, if you do want to see Get Personal, and, see it as a series and returning video, what topic do you want me to start off with? I've got, you know, everything. You want relationships, you want ex-girlfriends, current girlfriends, past girlfriends, drugs, alcohol, anything of the sort, social statuses, I don't know. Just don't ask me about gameplay, because I can't get any. Jesus. And on top of that, I actually went out yesterday to get Fear 3, and, lo and behold, GameStop was sold out. GameStop is, like, almost always sold out if you don't pre-order anything. So, GameStop didn't have it, and of course, the guy was like, well, you can't find it anywhere, it's sold out. So I walked across the street to Best Buy, and they had 400,000 copies. Pro tip, if anything's ever sold out at GameStop, just go to Best Buy or Target. I guarantee you they have it. Anyways, I picked it up, and I actually did a commentary yesterday. It's a live commentary on the multiplayer aspect of it. And if you like zombies, Fear might be the game for you. I don't know how much fun it's gonna be in like a month, but like, I play FIFA a lot, and I think that, you know, it could split some time with FIFA and COD, you know? If you play COD all the time, it would definitely be a nice fresh of breath air. Nice fresh of breath air? Is that what I just said? Nice breath of fresh air. Holy shit. Anyways, it could be a nice, like, you know, little break. And, all its multiplayer modes are all pretty much like survival zombie mode. So it's really cool. You can play single player or with a group of people. And, the single player I heard is short, like 5 to 8 hours. I'm a slow player, so maybe 10 hours for me. I don't consider that short. I consider that a normal campaign. I'm just waiting for some big game developer to get rid of fucking single player. How many times, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen people complete the Call of Duty series and stuff. I haven't completed a Call of Duty game since, Call of Duty 4. And, you know, the reason is, like, you get a new game and you're super excited to play online, so you play online, and you play all night, and you play all day, and you never really want to stop, and then you get sick of the game, so you never want to go back on it, and then you don't even want to go to the single player, because by then you already know what happens. So, you know, that being said, if I get, like, Modern Warfare 3 early, I probably will play the single player first. You know, in general, I think that Fear, if you didn't miss the commentary, I'm gonna link it to you. It's in the link below. But, Fear is a good game that is going to be overlooked by many. It's crisp, it's kind of fun to play with the single player, and it's definitely fun to play with multiplayer. Pro Syndicate needs to get his ass on the game so me and him can do Tricon with Gold Glove over it, because it's fucking fun, and he's the zombies master. But, you know, I think that if you do have the money to spend, go ahead and pick it up, and you're bored. If you don't, wait, it'll come down to like 20 bucks in 5 months. So, I mean, it's not an immediate buy. And I also heard that the other fears were more scarier. Fear 3 is pretty scary, but I heard that they were more like Dead Space scary. I mean, it's creepy more than scary, let's put it that way. But, you know, I don't know. If scary's your thing, then Dead Space is probably better off, and Amnesia, because both of them scared the shit out of me. But, thanks for watching, guys. My name is JERiiCHOII. I'd love a like and a favorite, as always. But, basically, I'm gonna ask you guys, to seriously let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see, Get Personal, and what do you want to see for the first episode if you do? If you don't, that's fine. I'm not gonna take offense to it. It's up to you guys. And also, please check out the Fear gameplay. A lot of you guys missed it. You're missing out on quite hilarious moments, and as well as you know, seeing if the game is good. So, that being said, I just lost. I just lost again. Whatever. I'm gonna go take a nap after rage quitting that one. I'll see you guys later. What's going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and I've got a first video in a series that I'm calling Get Personal. And what it is it's me getting personal, go figure, and I think I'm going to start off with something that many of you will not think is a big deal, and that is my name. And many of you guys know me as Tucker, all of you know me as JERiiCHOII, and none of you know me by my full name. The reason is because, well, I don't think anyone wants to say their whole name out on the internet. And with a name like mine, you're going to understand why in a second. But I trust you guys, and I like you guys a lot, and you can't find me very easily because my Facebook profile is unsearchable, and you can only friend me if you're a friend of a friend, and all that stuff. Feel free to add me on Google Plus or follow me on Google Plus, but other than that, I think it's okay for me to say it, and you know, it is a big part of my life because, I mean, all of you are like, what the fuck, your name is a big part of your life, that's weird. Well, you'll understand, and it kind of, I'm not gonna lie, made me who I am today. So, here it goes. My name is Tucker Boner. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. You know, some of you are probably not gonna even believe me, and that's fine. I don't, you know, I don't need to prove that, but a lot of you are probably gonna wonder what the fuck is, you know, wrong with your family naming you Tucker Boner. Well, I'm gonna get into that, and you know, a lot of you can't see me right now, but I'm smiling because I have the same reaction every time I meet someone new, and it's one of two reactions. If they're in middle school or the first 2 years of high school, their reaction is this. Oh, wow, ha ha ha, like, oh, boner. That's a penis. That is a penis. And if they're in the last 2 years of high school, or they're in college or afterwards, usually, surprisingly enough, their response is, holy shit, that is awesome. And I'm gonna have to agree with them. I mean, it is a great conversation starter if you think about it. Like, hey, my name's Tucker and I have the last name of an erect cock. Yes, it's spelled the way you think it's spelled, B-O-N-E-R. And, why it is that way is because, you know, everyone has a last name that means something. Whether it's, you know, I don't know any last names or what they mean, but I know that mine, is German, and there's a city in Germany named Bonn, spelled B-O-N-N, and, you know, the suffix ER, like the little ER that's added on to, a place, means to be from the city of, so, you know, a New Yorker is someone who is from the city of New York, so, I'm a, you know, when you immigrate into America, you usually take up a name, or you usually did take up a name, because you had to, or, you know, otherwise. So, my family way back when was named Bonners, so people from the city of Bonn, Germany. And then somewhere in there, some douchebag decided to drop the other N to make it Americanized, which happened to a lot of things, like my mom's side was Irish, and their name was O'Mani, and now it's O'Maney, and now it's just Maney. Or then it was O'Maney, and now it's just Maney. So it happens with a lot of names, but mine just so happened to be incredibly unfortunate. But the good thing is that I always have a out in the porn industry. I will never have to think of a new porn name, because I already have it. And some of you are maybe thinking of the most brilliant boner joke you can think of. Let me just tell you one thing. I've been living it for the last 18 years of my life. I have actually heard it all. No, seriously, I have heard it all. There is not one clever pun you can say that I haven't heard. And the reason that, you know, this is kind of like a big part of what I am is, you guys realize that, you know, a lot of you come to this channel for comedy and for the fact that I have or I'd like to think that I have a pretty good personality, and I can laugh at myself a lot. And you want to know why? It's because when you grow up with a last name like Boner, you're going to be made fun of a lot. And while it wasn't crazy, the amount that I got made fun of, but each year from, like, I don't know, September to October, that 2-month span, you know, I did get made fun of, and it's interesting because a lot of my friends, don't even, I was talking to my friend John, and John, I call him by his last name, I'm not going to do that right now, but me and him, you know, we've been going to school for a long time now, and he calls me Boner, and there's nothing weird about that. I mean, it's funny, you told me about it, and he was like, you know, I don't even think of the fact that in public I'm actually calling you erect penis in people. It'd be like my friend's last name being like, cunt. I'm just like, yo, cunt! Like, in public. You wonder what people think, right? And whenever I played on a soccer team, I have the last name Boner on the back of my jersey, and it got really awkward in, like, middle school because people, like, knew what the word meant. Especially parents, of course, and they didn't know if I was just doing it to be funny or not, and it was just, like, inappropriate. But either way, you know, you grow up with a last name like that, and you're bound to be able to laugh at yourself, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I can make fun of myself to no end, and really not, you know, let it get to me. I have a pretty fucking tough skin, and when I go to college, you know, this spring, wow, this fall, what an idiot I am. When I go to college this fall, you know, there's going to be a whole new group of people who either A, will take the you know, that's hilarious route, I'm going to, you know, spend the next 5 minutes trying to be really clever, and, you know, I'm going to sit there like, that really was stupid, I heard that one in middle school. Like, I mean, I thought you could be more clever. And then there's going to be the group of people that says, you know, that's hilariously awesome, and I don't mind it one bit. So, I can't knife this thing for shit, but either way, you know, it is kind of a curse and a blessing, because whenever I meet new people, if we're just chilling around, I almost died there, if we're just chilling out and, you know, conversation starts to go to shit, I can always just whip out the my last name is Boner card, and they're like, oh, well then. So, you know, I don't know what you guys think, but, and I also don't know if any of you guys had the same problem. You know, a lot of you guys may have a last name that kind of sounds like, you know, a curse word or sounds like something stupid. But I feel like I'm the only one who has a name that's legitimately, like, that. So if you do, let me know. I'm curious to see what other people are, you know, dealing with their last names or with their names in general. And, you know, kind of what they've been through as well, because that's kind of what this series is about, you know, comment about your personal experiences, also if you know anyone with a weirder last name. But, I thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho, or my name is Tucker Boner, and, I don't want you guys to just spam my name in all the comments, in the next 16 videos. That's just boring and stupid, and, you know, quite honestly, as I said before, I'm really over it, so you can either be the guys who are really stupid and think that it's, you know, they're hilarious by saying it, or you can be like the guys that I prefer to associate myself with, who are, you know, really cool about it and really don't give two fucks. So, please like and favorite the video. I really, you know, want good feedback for this series if I'm going to open up like that. So if you have any Get Personal ideas, leave a comment in the description below of what you want the next video to be about. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal, and it's going to be dealing with drugs. And before I start off, you guys have to understand that everything that I say is meant to be taken as a hypothetical situation, that none of these things that I'm about to tell you should be taken as fact. And, you know, I'm not promoting or condoning the use of drugs or alcohol in minors. And the reason I say that is because I don't want to, you know, I'm trying to do these videos to help you guys, but I don't want to, I don't want this to come back and bite me in the ass, if you guys can understand that. So, I guess, you know, I should start off by saying this. I'm not your mother. I'm not your father, I'm not your parents, and I'm certainly not your drug teacher who's going to teach you all about the dangers of drugs. What I am is I'm your peer, I'm your friend, and I'm, you know, kind of around the same age as you guys, and I know what it's like to be in high school, and I'm going through / have gone through all the things that you will, and I think that puts me at a unique position to kind of give my 2 cents on drugs and kind of where I stand. And for those of you guys who, you know, who do drugs, you guys may think that I'm being a you know, hard ass and just like, oh, you're such a bitch, you're a little pussy, a straight edge pussy. You know, this is just my opinion. You don't have to be like, yay drugs to be cool, and you don't have to be fuck drugs to be cool. So I'm gonna start off by saying that I don't think I think every single person I know, or at least have met in public, has either tried or regularly does a drug or drinks. Now, there are a select few that, you know, maybe they don't do it very much, or maybe they've only done it once. But, you know, in society and in high school, it's very prevalent. You can't go to a party without having both present, I guarantee it. Unless it's a parent party and the parents are home, and then you could probably get away with not having either of them. But, I just wanted to start off with the easy one, which is alcohol. So you're going to experience alcohol. If you're in middle school, high school, college, you're going to be around it all the time. And now I say middle school because, you know, 8th grade you're probably not going to be. But starting in high school, definitely. Every party you go to, there's going to be alcohol involved. It's going to revolve around alcohol, and that's just the way it works. And some people may not like that. A lot of people are uncomfortable with it. But, in general, I think that alcohol is the least of your worries. And you may think that it's a big step to either start drinking or refuse to drink, but no one gives 2 fucks. Really, here's what's going to happen. If you go to a party and you're not comfortable with drinking, then if you just say, nah, I'm not drinking tonight, everyone will understand. Just say you're driving. Even if you're not driving home, just say you're driving or your parents are picking you up. Not a single person will give you shit for that. And here's why. If you're gonna make the adult and mature decision to drink before 21, you need to make the adult and mature decision to be responsible for yourself, to not go overboard, to be in touch with your actions, to not drink yourself into oblivion so you become a burden on everyone else. And most of all, you need to not be a retard and drive. Now, I've been to lots of parties. I go to parties all the time. And I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm the cool man, I go to parties. But, you go to parties and you see people do stupid stuff. You see people get drunk and they can't, you can be in control of your actions. But once you get to a certain point and you're throwing up in the toilet and your friend has to take time out of his night to sit there and make sure that you don't pass out in a pool of your own vomit, which does happen and has happened. I've had to do it. I've had to watch my friend puke his fucking brains out, you know, release the Kraken into the porcelain throne, and it kind of sucked. It really sucked for me to take time out of the night that I was having fun at and, you know, take care of my friend. So you don't want to be that guy. Don't be that guy who can't, you know, control himself, who doesn't have any self-control, and who makes other people watch out for him, because you won't be invited to any parties after that. I'm serious. You just don't want to be that person. And, if you're gonna make that decision to drink, make sure you know when to stop. The first time, the second time, the third time, the 4th, 5th, 6th time for that matter. Actually, you know, every time you drink, you might not be sure. There's no like clear stopping point to when you should stop. It's all got to be a judgment call. So if you're gonna make the decision to drink, you sure as hell better know when to stop. And I'm gonna tell you right now, right when you can sit down and say, I don't feel like I did when I'm sober, I think I'm drunk. You're drunk, you should probably stop drinking. You know, you want to do it in a safe environment. I'm not your mom, I'm not going to say don't do it. Odds are 90% of you guys will drink before you're 21. Probably more than that, actually. And if you say that you're not going to drink before you're 21, I commend you, well done. And that takes a lot of balls to stand up to everyone. But in the long run, you know, maybe you're going to be better off than some of us who do drink before we're 21. But, you know, it's not hard to say no, and I think you may think, oh God, you know, saying no is gonna ruin me. It's gonna make my peers think less of me. It's not. I can assure you that everyone understands, and most people respect your decision to drink. And if you do it in a safe environment, that means no one's driving home. That means that, you know, if there's a responsible adult in the house who either knows that people drink or knows that people may be drinking, that's also a benefit. You may think that's like, you know, backwards. Like, shit, I don't want my parents or any parents knowing I'm drinking. Honestly, what happens if someone gets hurt or someone, you know, drinks too much, and then you have to call the police? Or, I mean, not the police, the ambulance. Then you're just fucked, and it does kind of help if you know, if you're gonna drink, to know exactly where you are. Don't go to some abandoned house. That's just stupid. And at least if there's parents there, you're not gonna get fucked if the cops come. And you know, that's a big thing, and that's a whole nother story, cops and stuff. But you know, that's basically alcohol for you. You have to be in control of yourself. You have to be responsible for your actions, and that's basically the main thing. If you drive, you know, my friend drank and drive once, and I gave him so much shit. I still give him shit for it, and it's not like a joking, you know, rib. It's seriously, I give him shit all the time for it, because it was so stupid. If you're gonna drive 5 minutes, why not just walk? If you're gonna drive an hour, or, you know, whatever, carpool with someone. Designated driving is so easy to, you know, arrange. Don't be an idiot, and, you know, you could ruin your future. Honestly, odds of you dying, if you're tipsy, probably not that high. Odds of you getting in a crash, pretty damn high. Odds of you, you know, fucking up, coming home, your parents finding out. What's worse than getting in an, you know, than getting home and just having people yell at you is the fact that your parents may find out that you drank and you drank and you drove the car. You're not gonna go out after that. Don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. Now on to other stuff. I'm gonna say personally, as far as everyone else goes, I will never associate myself with, nor will I ever take any drugs more than marijuana. And you may be thinking like, oh, you smoke and stuff like that. Trust me, guys. Like, I'm gonna tell you all about the stuff that you need to know about weed, because quite honestly, it's stupid. You'll never see me around anything like hard drugs, painkillers and shit like that. That stuff is so fucked up. There's so much, you know, that could go wrong. I don't want to be around that. I don't think anyone wants to be around it. You're uncomfortable. No one acts normal. When you're drunk, okay, it's socially acceptable, and you still have like a retention of yourself. Now, I've never been high on anything besides a painkiller when I got my wisdom teeth out. And even then, taking the recommended dose, I could definitely tell I was not exactly in the right state of mind to go out and talk to a job interview about, you know, possibly getting a job. I'm not going to ever touch that shit, and I recommend you don't either. There's stuff that, you know, you shouldn't even consider doing, and I think I draw the line right after weed. And as for weed goes, probably 50% of you watching this vid have and do smoke weed. The Call of Duty community smokes a lot. And, you know, weed is something that I know a lot of my friends do. I'm going to tell you straight, weed is not a big deal. That's it right there. That's out in the open. Weed is not a big deal. You may think it's a big deal. Your friends may think it's a big deal. Everyone around you may think, wow, weed is some monumental thing. It's not a big deal. And the reason I'm telling you this is not to encourage you to do it. If you want to do it, fine, go ahead and try it. But to give you my 2 cents, if I did weed, I'd sit on the couch, I'd eat chips, I'd watch a movie, and then I'd go to sleep. Now, all the stereotypes of being drunk, pretty much true. All the stereotypes of, you know, smoking weed, not gonna lie, pretty much true. I don't see the appeal in it. A lot of people think it calms you down, and I guess it does. But honestly, look at me. I speak in caps lock mode. You know, I'm an energetic guy. If you're an energetic guy, if you're happy, if you're, you know, you don't want to be pretty much silent sitting and watching TV and eating food, weed's probably not for you. Go ahead and try it. I guarantee you no one's gonna, you know, you're not gonna die from it unless it's laced with something, but seriously, no one's gonna die, and the only thing that's gonna happen to you is maybe a bunch of people around you may lose some respect for you, and that's the truth. Weed is not socially acceptable. People, you know, while a lot of people smoke it, it's not like alcohol. It's, you know, people, it's kind of dirty in terms of what people think, and, you know, you can smell it on people. Let's put it this way. If you're gonna smoke, don't try and hook up with a girl. No one's gonna want to kiss you. You're gonna taste like an ashtray. Weed, I just don't see the appeal in it. So I know a lot of you guys may be advocating it. Medical-wise, yes, definitely. Medical-wise, definitely. As for everything else, if you smoke it, if you get offered it, that's fine. Personally, will never pay for it in my life. Will never pay for it in my life. I just don't see there's not, like, you know, the risks versus the rewards. Complete shit. You know, it's just like, you get probation, you can go to jail, etc., for smoking weed. With drinking, a little bit less, and people are definitely more lenient, and people don't hate you for it. And I guess finally I should go on to, like, cigarettes and cigars. I will never smoke a cigarette in my life. That is disgusting. Let me put it this way. If you're gonna smoke and, you know, fuck yourself up, you might as well get high. That's the dead honest truth. If you're gonna smoke a cigarette, don't be around me. It smells disgusting. It's ugh. I don't see why would you do that? It's just a nasty habit. And, you know, in all honesty, smoking weed is better for you than smoking a cigarette. Cigarette has all these chemicals and shit. It's got tar, and, you know, weed, it sucks. Yes, it does burn your lungs. You get scar tissue. It's bad, but it's definitely not as bad as a cigarette. Cigars, legal to buy at age 18 in the United States. Same with cigarettes. I've smoked cigars before. I've smoked quite a few. I don't smoke by myself. That's retarded. It's a celebratory thing. And you don't inhale the smoke. Yes, you can still get cancer from it. No, I definitely will not be smoking a cigar more than once a month, because that's just disgusting. Same thing. It smells kind of, I mean, if you get it on you, you can smell it, you reek of it. No one wants to really, you know, kiss you or get around with that. So, cigars, you know, really, it's like, sure, I'll try that cigar, but I'm not about to smoke an entire thing by myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's just my opinion. I don't want any guys trolling me in the description and the comments, freaking out like, oh my god, you don't like weed, therefore you're a faggot, unsub. That's retarded. And I also don't want any of you guys thinking less of me because I've done all these, you know, or I've said all the stuff about these things, alright? Yeah, I tried to do this to kind of inform you guys of what I think about it and kind of the ramifications and everything, but the main point that I wanted to drive across was this. If you're gonna smoke weed, if you're gonna smoke anything for that matter, if you're gonna drink, make the smart decision and the mature decision. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get caught, for first off, okay? Don't get caught. Don't do anything stupid, and be sure not to be that guy who fucks everything up for everyone else. Because you can do it, all your friends may do it, but if you fuck it up once, I guarantee you, your relationship with everyone like that, it's gone. It's over. So thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jericho, and this has been a Get Personal. Please let me know in the comments below, like, what you guys think of weed, and what you guys think of drugs, and what you guys think of cigarettes and alcohol. And for those of you guys who will never touch it, I applaud you. You guys are very, very strong-willed. And for everyone who does it regularly, I think no less of you. You guys are fine to hang out around me. It doesn't bother me at all. And I think that's the way it should be. It shouldn't bother anyone at all. Whether you're hanging out with someone or you're, you know, you're just at a party. Really, if you don't like it, don't be around them. And definitely don't do it. Alright guys, later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal dealing with making friends and having friends and just general friend topics in life. And I know that a lot of you guys are in middle school and high school, which is a really nice transitional point, so you're going to be meeting a bunch of new people in your life. I'm going into college, I'm going to be meeting a bunch of new people, so, you know, it's not often that you get a chance to talk to a group like you guys, as well as myself. I guess I should be talking to myself as well. But I just wanted to start off by talking about my own personal experience with friends. Believe it or not, I was not as outgoing and charismatic as I am now. In fact, I was actually really awkward. If you actually want to watch a video in the next 2 days, make it my 2-year anniversary one. You'll see how awkward I am. And that's beginning of junior year. So, I know that's 2 years ago, but think about me as a middle schooler. I actually was well known, you're not going to believe this, I was well known for making jokes unfunny, aka killing the joke. So someone would be telling a joke or something, and I'd think it'd be funny to add to it. So I'd say something really stupid, and everyone would just be like, that wasn't funny, shut the fuck up, Tucker. So I actually had to grow out of that phase to be the outgoing person I am now, but, you know, I had lots of friends. The only issue with that was that none of them were really close friends. So some of you may say, you know, shit, I would rather have a bunch of friends rather than just one really close friend. I would have traded all of my friends, all, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 of my friends that I could talk to for one really close friend. And it's, you know, you just feel kind of lonely and out there, like you're almost part of everyone's group, but you're never part of the group. So I never got invited over to people's houses. I got invited to some birthday parties and stuff, bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. And, you know, that was like kind of invite the whole grade kind of thing, though. So I never went over and slept over at any school friends' houses like that. You know, at least not in middle school and the beginning of high school. And I think the reason for that was that I was always trying to be someone else, because I had come from a school that had literally 20 people in it in elementary school to a school that had like 300 people in it. So I felt like I needed to be someone. I needed to fit in with a group because all the groups had already been made. Everyone was already friends with someone. So I wasn't friends with any of them. I needed to make my way into a group. And for that, I thought that it would probably be best to be that kind of loud, hyper person, but like funny too, or something like that. Yeah, it didn't work at all. Actually, it failed miserably. And I had people tell me, you know, in 7th grade, it was probably my favorite year in middle school. You know, I had a bunch of friends. I actually was, you know, I felt I was quote-unquote popular, but I still never had a best friend like that. So, I still would have traded everything to have a couple best friends in my life. And, you know, 8th grade came around and it actually kind of started sucking. And when 9th grade came around, I actually got bullied. I talked about this in another video. I actually got bullied in 8th and 9th grade, which sucked. And I think part of that was because I wasn't being myself. I was being what I thought others would think was cool. And, you know, it may seem cheesy, it may seem like I'm your mother here, but you gotta be yourself when that comes down to it, because if you're not, you're gonna have to spend the entire time that you're there with people lying to yourself, lying about what you like. And there's nothing worse than going through your school years, the best years of your life, lying about everything. You can never be truly happy when you're lying about everything. So that's my advice to you. Now, kind of meshing in with that is Xbox Live. All you guys are here because you like the internet, you like Xbox, you like PS3, you like Game Boy, Wii, you like any sort of technologically advanced sort of thing. Maybe some of you are just casual. Some of you may be saying in the comments like, fuck you guys can't get friends, like you guys suck. Well, you know, I'm glad it's easy for you to get friends, but I know a lot of people have had issues, you know, trying to make good friends and make a bunch of them. So they turn to online, they turn to AIM, Skype, forums, messaging boards, Xbox Live, anything that they can kind of talk to people that they can find similar interests with. And the thing that you might find, you might not realize is that the reason you're friends with the people in this forum for Call of Duty, the reason you might find friends on Xbox Live, the reason you might find friends on all these different platforms is because you found them through games that you liked, or you found them through things that you liked. If I went to a forum about sports cars, how much you want to bet everyone there likes sports cars? I like sports cars, you like sports cars, let's be friends. That's how it kind of works out. Unfortunately, in real life, you kind of got to do some digging before you can get to that. It's not as simple as walking up and someone doesn't have a name tag that says, hello, my name is iHeartSportsCars.net. And you're like, wow, I love sports cars. And then you hit it off. Sometimes it is that easy, most of the time it's not. So the reason you're friends with the people on Xbox Live and all the other social media is because they have similar interests with you. And let's be honest, the real definition of friendship is people who are the same, or interested in the same things as you. Otherwise, what makes them friends? I mean, sure, they live down the street, but I bet you guys liked to play as a kid, so you guys played the same type of games together. So when you went on to Xbox Live, you probably heard your parents or people in real life. I still to this day have people in real life kind of looking at me funny when I say I play Xbox. They're like, well, don't you have friends? I'm like, yeah, I've got friends. I've got a bunch of real life friends. I've got a bunch of real life best friends. I have 100 Xbox Live friends. They're like, well, do you have real friends? Yes, I do. I have 100 Xbox Live friends. The definition of friend is someone who has similar interests with you. The people who I play Xbox with, I have similar interests with them. I play Call of Duty, I play Halo, I play Gears of War, I play first-person shooters, I play Grand Theft Auto, I play games that I enjoy. The people on my friends list, all have the same sort of mind as me. They all enjoy doing X, Y, and Z. They all enjoy having fun. They're laughable. You know, they're humorous. They love just being happy. So that's being, you know, I'm friends with them. And here's a perfect example of that. Last summer, I went to Ireland for a family vacation. I brought this up in many other commentaries, but this is the one that I really think you should pay attention to. I had been friends with this guy named M48-3Showers for a long time now. Probably about 3 or 4 months, I consider that long on Xbox, before going over. I went over to Ireland, and M48-3Showers decided to drive to his vacation house, which was close to where I was staying, in order to see me. He brought his friend, OCG with him, I believe that's correct. Once I saw him there, he said, Tucker. I said, Emmett, is that you? And he brought along his friend Chris. His name was not M48-3Showers, my name was not Jericho. He was Emmett, I'm Tucker, that guy was Chris. We went out and watched the Spanish game, during the World Cup, and we sat at a bar and we ate food and we shot the shit. You want to know why it wasn't awkward? Because we're friends. There was no introductory phase. The first thing I did was ran up and I gave him a big-ass hug. And there was no introductory phase because it wasn't like I was meeting a new person. I was meeting a really good friend from a long distance away. And your parents may try and say, like, oh, you need some real friends? You know what's fucking hilarious? Your parents probably had a pen pal when they were little. You know what a pen pal is? You wrote letters to someone across the world. Now, they can't ever take away the fact that you're not only talking with them on Xbox, but you can also video chat with Skype. There's one difference between me talking to someone on Skype and me talking to someone in person. It's that I can't touch the person on Skype. That sounded a little bit homo, but in all seriousness, the only difference is that they're not standing right in front of you. So, if you do ever get told that you don't have real friends because you spend your time on Xbox Live, fuck those people, they don't understand. They don't understand that friendship is nothing to do with whether or not you can walk over to the person's house. I met Emmett literally one time in my life, and we're good friends. I can safely say we're good friends, and that's because we have similar interests. We talk together almost every day, and I think that's actually probably more than most people's real life friends could say. Ask your parents. Ask your parents if they have any real life friends. Ask them how much they talk. I understand they have jobs and such. We have school. How much do you talk to your Xbox Live friends? Probably once a day. So, no matter what, you have friends on Xbox Live. You have friends online, and those are real friends to you, and they're real friends to everyone else. As for making new friends and meeting new people, you'll get there. Everyone kind of matures and kind of evens out, and there's going to be a lot less tension once you guys get to high school. Trust me, I know I've been through it. As for everything else, I wouldn't worry about it. Friends in real life, try and find friends who have the same interests in you, just like on Xbox Live. If you're chilling with a group of people and one of them brings up Call of Duty, you like Call of Duty, start talking about it with them. Maybe you'll hit something off and maybe you guys will be friends later. So I thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. This has been a Get Personal about friends. I hope you all enjoyed. I'd love a like and a favorite. Maybe share this around with people if you ever have issues or if you ever know anyone who has issues with friendship. And I'll see you guys later.
Mission accomplished. Good work, Marines.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and I'm going to do a Get Personal about girls. So I'm going to start off with kind of like what, my whole experience has been from my first kiss to my first time to my girlfriends, etc. But I'm going to replace some of the names. I'm not going to tell you what names I've replaced because I haven't gotten permission from certain people to talk about this. So hopefully by changing the names it'll be alright. But anyways, I got my first kiss when I was 14. And, or at least I thought I was 14. I might have been almost 15. But anyways, I might have been 15. I don't know. Summer of freshman year. The summer after freshman year for you guys in American school systems. Me and Jackie had a kiss. And, oh, by the way, does this look familiar to you? This map is actually Chinatown, but I'm playing on COD 2, and I kind of freaked out here when I realized that. Anyways, I got my first kiss when I was 14, and that was kind of late to me. Most of my friends had got it when they were like 12 or 13, But, you know, first kisses aren't really that big of a deal. They may seem like a big deal to you guys in middle school, but I'm going to tell you right now that I definitely lied more times than not about getting my first kiss. I'd be like, yeah, like, I kissed a bunch of girls, you know, in summer camp, etc. And I just did that because I didn't want to feel kind of left out. No one really questions it, but because you can't prove it, it's summer camp. But it really wasn't that big of a deal, and now I kind of feel like, I don't know, a little bit, not ashamed, but it's like, why did I lie about that? That's stupid. And then we never talked about it. Me and Jackie never talked about that kiss afterwards, and she got a boyfriend afterwards. So that was interesting in itself. But then me and Jackie would always still hang out. We were good friends, so it was me and Jackie kind of just chilling, doing whatever. And I met Jackie's friend Jamie from at the movies once with Jackie. So Jackie and Jamie and me were seeing a movie and whatever. And since Jackie had a boyfriend, I talked to Jamie a lot, and me and Jamie kind of hit it off. Now, me and Jamie, you know, we had never really talked before, but we started talking afterwards. And I invited her to my friend Mike's New Year's party. So at New Year's, we were alone, and I actually kissed her too. I'm going to use the term hooking up as making out. I guess we made out anyways. And it kind of progressed from there, and that's actually the first time that I had done anything more than making out, and I'm just going to leave it at that. No, I did not have sex that night in his house. But either way, it was interesting in itself because I wasn't expecting it, really. I mean, you can't date your best friend's friend. You can't do that. You can't date your friend's friend. It doesn't work like that. Everything goes to shit. If there's one piece of advice I can tell you, don't ever date your best friend's friend or your ex-girlfriend's friend. That doesn't work either. Anyways, me and Jamie dated for about 8 or 9 months. And that was pretty long for me, especially since it was my first legitimate girlfriend. But she always had some problems, so she said, I mean, back then I really hated drugs. Like, I didn't want to be associated with them. They kind of made me feel weird. They still do make me feel weird, but I kind of, like, I don't mind it as much, you know, when people do them around me, etc. But, you know, if I had my preference, I wouldn't have it at all, but either way. So, this is a complete fail. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Anyways. Me and Jamie were getting along well, but she always, like, acted a little bit weird sometimes. I don't know why. But she said both her parents were recovering drug addicts, apparently. And one day I went over to her house, and we were all chilling. It was me, Jackie, Jamie, one of Jamie's friends, her brother, and we were all just kind of hanging out watching movies and stuff. And Jamie was acting fucking weird. I'm gonna tell you right now. She was, like, staring at the wall, and she would not say anything. And I was like, well, this is cool. I guess I'll just go talk to Jackie then. So me and Jackie were talking. Jamie apparently sees this, gets upset, runs in the closet, starts crying with another person, one of her friends. So I was like, all right, Jamie, come over here and let's talk. And she sits down and she says that she has been doing heroin. I was 15 or 16 at the time, so I just want to let that settle in, that my girlfriend had been doing heroin at age 15 or 16. And some of you may be like, that's bullshit, how'd she get it? Well, I'll get to that. But that's not all she did. She abused Oxycontin, Vicodin, you know, she smoked, she basically did anything she could get her hands on. She said she tried cocaine once, and you may be thinking, like, this is her just bullshitting you. It's not. I saw the track marks in her arm. Basically, that's where you stick the needle in, and your veins are kind of, you know, you've bled, and it's not a pretty sight. And she showed me the pills before I broke up with her, but, well, I just ruined it. I broke up with her the next day, and I felt really guilty because I you know, everyone in the news and stuff would be like, oh, you're leaving this drug addict alone, like she's gonna kill herself or something. Luckily for me, Jamie did not kill herself. I got really freaked out. I didn't know what to do, so I called the National Drug Hotline, which was a big load of shit. I don't know why our taxpayer dollars go to that. They told me to tell her parents, who both were drug addicts or recovering drug addicts, and one of them owned a gun. So there was no way in hell I was about to do that. So I just kind of got freaked out, and she stopped, like, returning my texts and calls one night, and she said she was just really upset, that, like, you know, I broke up with her, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine or whatever. So we broke up, and things kind of went downhill. Jamie stopped speaking to me. She was talking to Jackie, but about 2.5 months later, me and Jackie had been both single for a while, and we kind of hit it off. Actually, we didn't kind of hit it off. We had always been really good friends, but we decided to give it a go with dating. We didn't tell Jamie. Actually, I had not spoken to her in forever. She was still having issues, let's just put it that way, with drugs. And Jackie was, I mean, the only person who I knew who had spoken to her recently. Anyways, Jackie told me once we started dating that Jamie wanted nothing to do with us. She didn't speak to Jackie again for at least 1.5 years. I had never spoken to her after that. That was completely fucked up. But here's where it gets messed up. God, this part sucks. Turns out that Jackie said that when me and Jamie were dating, Jamie had been getting her supply of drugs, whether it be painkillers or cocaine or whatever she was doing at the time, from a 27-year-old Russian, whose name I will not say because he's currently in jail. This 27-year-old Russian worked in a pharmacy with her father, with Jamie's father. She had been fucking this 27-year-old Russian the entire time we had been dating. Not like just occasionally, but literally almost every day. And not only this, but she would do it in my fucking driveway before she came in. Now, I don't understand, like, you know, if you guys get how much of, like, getting cheated on sucks so much. You don't understand, like, when it happens and you really like a person, you'll understand. But it's just like a cock slap. It's like, you're not good enough. I'm sorry. And it was just like a 27-year-old disgusting Russian. Like, he was nasty looking. Pedophile. Hooking her up with drugs for sex. And it was just like, what the fuck? And I didn't know anything about it. I never knew. I never suspected. It was just fucked up. Ironically enough, they were dating, actually, and she was like, yeah, what we have is true love or whatever, and I was like, yeah, that's bullshit, he's using you. Turns out the dad found out, called the cops, he is now in jail, the Russian is now in jail. Go figure, for drugs and pedophilia. Not really pedophilia, but it was drugs and having sex with with a minor, which in America, the age of consent is 18, I believe. Either way, and I just failed so hard there, I just wanted to kill myself, so. Let's see. Alright, so anyways, moving on. Me and Jackie dated for 2 years. Oh, fuck, I completely missed this. I had sex first with Jamie. It was about a month into it, so I don't know if you guys have any relationships, but that was really fast. Anyways, that was that. Had sex with her. Ta-da. Made some stupid decisions by dating her, but whatever. Jackie. Me and Jackie dated for 2 years. You know, I can't say much more about her. You guys know so much about her already. You know, she's okay with my YouTube thing, which makes me kind of like shell-shocked. I've met people from my school only now think it's interesting. I don't like I have a couple friends, maybe 5 or 6, who are like really thought it was interesting from the beginning, but now of course it's like, oh, you're semi like famous. Let me tell you how interesting it is. Like, I don't really like those kind of people. Can go fuck themselves. But anyways, either way, Jackie was cool with it from the beginning. I actually didn't tell anyone. I managed to keep this whole thing a secret for a very, very long time. No one in school, besides my like 5 or 6 closest friends, knew about it until well, I guess it's this year. Anyways, it knew about it till around December of this year. I was gonna say last year because that would be 2010. And nice little spawn trap going on there. Don't know how he didn't die. Either way, I managed to keep it a secret for that long because, I mean, I didn't want to really spread that around. But Jackie was cool with it from the beginning, and that was really awesome of her. And, you know, she was awesome, and me and Jackie probably... I've had the most fun with Jackie that I've had with any other girl, so... you know, we're best friends now. We are really good friends. You know, obviously we don't talk about each other's sex lives because that'd just be weird. But me and Jackie, you know, we're gonna be friends for a really long time, and for that I appreciate her. And I don't know if you guys have a really good best friend who's a girl, but you know, they're kind of hard to come by. You know, they're really hard to come by. So that's the whole story with me and Jackie. So now I'm gonna talk, kind of finish it up. It gets really boring around here because they start to hide from us. But either way, I'm gonna talk, kind of wrap it up with this. A lot of you guys are in middle school and going into high school, and some of you guys may even just be in high school. But in terms of sex and all that stuff, I can tell you that it's not a big deal. People make sex out to be the biggest deal in the world. Like, have you had it or haven't you? We have a whole word for, you know, not having sex, a virgin. And I know I've got a couple good friends who are virgins. It's not a big deal at all. A lot of you guys will realize that, you know, once you do it, it's just like, this was fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun. Sex is fun. And I definitely enjoy it. I would not like to live without it. But, you know, beforehand, they make it out to be such a big deal. Everyone's like, you know, if you haven't had it, like, wow, you must be retarded. And if you have had it, like, wow, you're a boss, high five. Either way, probably one of the most overrated things that you can have. Same with the first kiss. It'll come. Trust me. Everyone will have a first time for everything. There's really not a person in the world who won't. Unless you really suck a big dick. And by that, I literally mean you suck a big dick. Then you probably will never have vagina because you're gay. Which is not a bad thing, I guess. Either way, just wanted to put it out there that, you know, having sex, you may be all worried about it in high school. Some of your friends will do it before you, etc., etc. Don't worry about it. Just let it be. It's gonna happen. I don't think you guys need to freak out about it. Everyone will have a first time, and for that, you guys should just take that with a little grain of salt and just know that it'll happen eventually, whether it's in college or otherwise. But, thanks for watching, guys. My name is JERiiCHOII. I'd love a like and a favorite. This has been the longest commentary I've ever done. I know it seems weird. People do 20 minutes all the time. I usually try and keep it under 10 minutes, but I had a lot to say with the whole Jamie shenanigans. So, if you guys have any requests for the next Getting Personal, let me know in the link or in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. What's going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and this is Get Personal. It's a video series that I do, and it's, you know, me just talking about everyday lives and events that, you know, I think are really deep and kind of, a lot of people don't touch on this shit, so, I like to give you guys the special treatment, and, today I'm going to be talking about living your life, because even though that song sucked a big dick and Rihanna got beat for it, that's a bad joke too, you know, I think that I just kind of realized, I kind of realized what that really meant. And, you know, you always hear that saying, like, oh, go live your life. And you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's like going to tell an artist to go draw something. I mean, yes, he can do it, but what is he supposed to draw? Like, what am I supposed to do to live my life? And that's just, like, kind of the worst advice anyone can ever give you. It's just like giving you a pat on the back, handing you a gun, and just saying, go kill someone in Iraq or wherever for the U.S. Army without training or anything. It's just terrible. It's stupid advice. And you know what? You probably will die in both instances as well. So that's no fun. But let's just break it down like this. I was running on the treadmill, right? And I know, exercising. And I actually haven't exercised in a long-ass time. So I'm sore right now. My legs hurt so bad. But I was running on the treadmill, and I was just kind of reflecting on the fact that you know, maybe this time next year, I'll be in LA with a bunch of guys, you know, just hanging out. The guys that I spent a weekend with at PAX, you know, we had great times. So much good times that I actually forgot to film 2 days. And Team Art didn't even film anything. You know, Gold Glove hardly filmed, Bash hardly filmed. You know, we were just living in the moment, and that's something that I don't do a lot. You know, you whip out your camera because you want to catch that funny moment. You whip out your camera, or you whip out your phone to text that friend or whatever. And it was actually something that Justra did at dinner that, it was weird. I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking weird. I felt weird doing it. But, and no, it was not butt sex. It was, he actually told everyone at the table to put their phones away and just have, like, a bro chill time. And, I was texting a few people at the same time, and I just put it away. Felt my phone vibrate, never took it out, but it it was really calming. I mean, we just had 11 or 10 of the coolest dudes I've ever met. You know, we had Hutch, CNNers, OG Constance, All Sham No Wow, Justra, Dunkus, Bash, Gold Glove, T-Mart, and myself, and Optic J, all at this table, eating food, having a good time, and, you know, in the middle of Seattle. And I don't think there's ever, like, another kind of thing that I'd ever, you know, want to do like that. I mean, I don't think I'd ever, that sounded wrong. I don't think there was ever, like, a moment in time in my life where I was like, I want to do something more than that moment right there. You know, I was eating dinner, and I was having probably one of the best times of my life, just like I said at PAX East. And I realized that really what they mean by, like, live your life is don't waste it on something stupid. Don't waste it away, you know, doing something that's not gonna, you know, that's not gonna further you as a person. That's not gonna make you go out and do something. So, I play video games. I play video games for a living. I make videos for you guys for a living. I love it. I love it so much. And actually, recently, I've kind of gotten really, not depressed. Depressed is not the word that I'm looking for. I'm never depressed. I'm always happy, but, I got a little bit down on myself because I realized that, I haven't played Xbox in over, a week. I haven't made any fresh videos like me speaking into a microphone in over a week, and I miss it. I miss it a lot. And, you know, I kind of thought about all the times that I had, like the easy times I had. I could just go home, hop on my Xbox, you know, rock a commentary for you guys, rock a video log, do whatever I wanted to do, you know, without any interruptions. And now there's a whole new thing I gotta worry about. It's college. I gotta worry about the social life, the school, everything. There's so much going on that I hardly even have time to turn on my Xbox. And a lot of you may think that's a good thing, but for me, you know, it's kind of been my life for a while. And, you know, I've made some great friends through Xbox and all this stuff. And I'm actually looking forward to the moment where I can sit back and relax and just game. And, you know, I've been to countless parties already. You know, I've hung out with friends longer than I can even count. I've done homework. But the one thing I haven't done is just hang out with my friends on Xbox. And that's something that I miss. So when I say live your life, I don't mean don't waste it, you know, don't sit in front of an Xbox. That's not at all what I mean. I mean do what makes you happy. I think that's really what it is. It's not what others think should make you happy. It's not what others think you should be doing for yourself. It's what makes you happy. So if drawing makes you happy, draw. If playing Xbox makes you happy, play Xbox. I mean, sure, you should get out, exercise, do whatever, do the shit, but if you're not having fun doing what you're doing, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, ultimately you're going to have a pretty fucked up and sad life. It's just not going to be good for you. That's why you see people sitting in their desk jobs, they're pissed off, they have bad marriages, you know, they're just not happy with themselves. Go get a job that you want. I'm entering a degree, I'm studying for a degree in communications. I can tell you right now, the communications field is one of the least profitable industries right now. You know, a radio host makes, you know, nothing compared to what a doctor makes or what a physical therapist makes. And that's, you know, something I'm going to be okay with. I will take $50,000 less to be extremely happy with my job. If I go into this gamer store and I make $200 million, I will be happy. If I make $10,000 a year off of that, you know, I'm still going to be happy. That's what I want to do with my life right now. It's not what my parents want me to do. It's not what my best friend wants me to do. It's what I want to do. And actually, a lot of you guys who have seen my I'm Proud of Me video, you guys may be happy to know that my dad actually, you know, my parents have actually started, this is going to sound weird. My parents have been bragging about what I've been doing with a bunch of people. They've been telling family friends and whatnot. I've actually gotten calls from family friends asking if they can, you know, get advice from me. I'm 18 years old in college. Who the fuck wants advice from an 18-year-old in college? I don't know. It's just, it's amazing. Everything's moving so well, doing great things, and, you know, I miss this. I miss me and you time. I miss me and all of you guys out there sitting here, either listening to my video, watching this gameplay, doing whatever, and I miss this. So you know what? I'm going to make time out of my day to stop hanging with friends for about 20 minutes, talk to you guys, hang out, do whatever, and you know what I want you guys to do? I want you guys to live your life. Not the way anyone else wants to do it, but the way that you want to do it. I want a shit ton of happy people up in this bitch. I don't want no sad commenters like, my parents hate me. I want you being like, suck a dick, mom, I'm gonna go skydiving. Except don't say that because then she'll get mad at you. Be nice to your mother, father, all that stuff, but seriously, In the long run, you control your own life. Don't be a bitch about it. Go get what you want. If you want, I don't know, if you want $1 million, go rob a bank. If that's what makes you happy, whatever. But thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jericho. I love Commentaries so much. I love you guys so much. I'd take you all out to dinner, but I don't have that kind of YouTube money. So, without further ado, if you guys want to see something special, whether it's GTA 4, FIFA, Call of Duty, anything, I'll even go out and buy a new game for you guys. Just leave it in the comment below. Also, tell me, what do you want to do with your life? Alright, that's the question of the day. What do you want to do with your life? Later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal, a series that I do that talks more about kind of my personal aspect, not just, you know, the gaming shit and all the stuff that I do. And, you know, I do episodes on, like, drugs and alcohol, on women, on friendship, on gaming, on pretty much anything. So, today I'm doing one on stress. And the reason I chose stress is because a lot of you guys know that I'm recently a freshman in college. So, I've had to kind of juggle, you know, the whole social side of college with the academic side of college with YouTube as my job. Because I don't think it's a very well-known fact, but I actually do pay for a lot of my college with YouTube. So, you know, I do worry a lot about, you know, whether or not if I'm gonna have, you know, be able to help my parents out with the tuition or not. And luckily, everything's turned out all right. But stress is a big factor in what I do and how much time I have and how much time I spend. Because if you look at it, I actually have to, you know, figure out whether or not I should be doing homework at this time, or recording for a video, or, you know, going out and hanging with friends. And I'm sorry if you hear the thunder in the background. We're getting rained on like a motherfucker. It's like Poseidon's taking a piss outside. But either way, you know, I just wanted to throw this out here that stress is a kind of a bitch, and everyone knows that. You know, no one likes stress. There's like a certain okay level of stress that everyone has, and that's, you know, the kind that motivates you. It's like, if I don't do this, something bad will happen. So I should probably get to doing this. For example, I'm recording this commentary. I have 2 exams tomorrow. I've got a biology and a psychology exam. And I've been studying for about the last 2 hours. And I'm exhausted, so I needed a break. And I've got that stress level right now, where I don't know enough that I know I need to study. You know, I need to go ahead and study. But I need a break as well. And the whole issue with schooling and with everyone that has to deal with working and school and social aspects is that you know, it's kind of hard to figure out when you got time for everything. So I know there's a lot of you guys in college, but there's even more of you guys in high school and even more of you in middle school. If you guys are a junior, senior, maybe even a sophomore in high school, you guys are pretty much set. You know your routine. You know, you wake up in the morning, you go to school, you take your classes, you do your homework, you go home, you game. I don't care what you do, you do something like that. If you're in middle school, you probably do something like that as well. But if you're just a freshman, you're like me. You're trying to figure out what to do. You know, I still, to this day, don't have a set, like, time frame on how to do commentaries, or how to make videos, or how to make content for you guys, or even when to study. It's hard for me, you know? So I wake up in the morning, and I've kind of got to figure something out. Did I record a gameplay last night? If no, I got to find a time in the day to record a gameplay. It is really thundering. What the fuck? Shut up, Poseidon! But, you know, I gotta figure out when there's time for me to make a gameplay. Now, I can do that at any time, but I have to make sure that school comes first. You know, if I don't do well in school, you know, YouTube really doesn't help me with anything, unless I get lucky and can get a job through it. Now we look at, you know, what I have to do for commentaries. Right now, my roommate just left to go to the gym. He's probably at the gym for the next hour, so I can do a couple commentaries right now. And I have to, you know, I have to come up with all these ideas for videos and do them one after the other. So when I mess up, this is a 7-minute long video. When I mess up once, that's a huge chunk. I have to speak for this long, guys. You know, I gotta speak. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But there's just so many things that can go wrong. Like, you know, I have to wait for my roommate to leave, or I have to ask him to leave, which is just an inconvenience. I actually had to do that now, and, you know, it's not like a big problem, but you know, it's not like going home. When you're at home, you can walk down to your basement and you can just relax. You can be by yourself. You don't really have to interact with your family while you're doing anything like this. You can, you know, you can go downstairs or go upstairs to your room, and you can do your homework, and you can record a commentary. You can record a video. It's not really stressful at all. But when you do, you know, when you do something like this at college, it's like, you know, there's never really a good time to do anything. You can't really do homework unless you go to the library, because there's so many distractions in the hallways. You can't record commentary anywhere because you've got to be in your room alone, and then people can listen in on it. And I'm pretty sure people are doing that right now. But and it doesn't bug me. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind doing this, but it's just a new thing for me. And yes, I am playing against bots, but I'm bad. And it is just a new thing for me. You know, I don't really know how to work on doing this in public. It just feels weird to me. And especially since it takes 7 or 8 minutes to do a video. I don't want to mess up or have someone mess it up for me. So really, the stress is more along the lines of trying to find time to produce content for you guys. And I know that you may say, like, you know, just do it whenever. Like I said before, I kind of do have to make videos in order to help my family out, as well as help myself out. And I really do love it. I love it. This is what I want to do for my life. You know, I want to do something with social media. I want to do something with making YouTube videos, and that's why, you know, I'm going to the gamer shore and stuff. Can't believe I missed that snipe. But, you know, I want to do this, and I guess that's something that I need to get over, this kind of, I don't know if it's fear or it's just embarrassment, but, you know, to this day, I still can't tell people whether or not I, you know, what I actually do on YouTube. I just say I do videos and reviews for companies, and I work on video games sometimes. But I don't know. It's just really stressful. You know, I have a whiteboard that I write up all my ideas, and, you know, sometimes I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning at home trying to do this stuff, but here I can't do that. You know, my roommate's got to sleep, there's people who got to sleep, so I can't be screaming at the top of my lungs. You know, I can't be doing X, Y, or Z. It's difficult. But I thank you guys for watching. I really do. I know you guys oftentimes, you know, don't watch the video, and that's fine. I'm glad with that. Just as long as you listen, and hopefully this kind of clears stuff up, because I can't produce a video every day. I want to, but I can't. I just can't do it. And, you know, it's kind of nice to get this off my chest, to kind of express what happens and kind of the stress that I have to go through. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'd love it if you guys could share this around, tweet it out, Facebook it. I don't care what you do, favorite it, but I really like it when people watch my videos, especially ones like Get Personal. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
That soggy waffle. So down, so he said. I was joking, but apparently you're a sick motherfucker.
What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal about school. So, a lot of you guys requested it. I asked, and on Twitter and Facebook, and you guys responded with school and moving away from parents, which is kind of the same thing. So, I'm going to break it down for you guys, not in the Modern Warfare 3 trailer breakdown kind of way, but you get the point. So, schooling for me has always been a blessing. So, I'm very lucky to have the parents that I did. They made significant sacrifices economically to put me into a private school through middle school and onward, which is really all we're going to talk about. We're going to talk middle school, high school, and college. And, you know, I love my parents for that, because if they didn't, then they could be living in a very nice house and have a very nice car, but they put my education first. And it wasn't until right about now that I realized how much that helped me out and how much that's meant to me. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you hate school. You're like, shit, I got school in the morning. Or, I'm still like that. I can't stand classes. But there's an importance to it, and I can see that now. You know, there's a reason why we have it, and there's a reason why you go, and even if you hate it, there's still some things that you can do to get through. So middle school, a lot of you guys are in middle school, and if you guys are wondering the importance of middle school in life, there is probably very little importance. I was going to say there is none, and then I thought of work ethic. So that's really, honestly, the only thing it's there for. Middle school is there so you can develop, like, the habits of studying for tests, doing your homework in a timely fashion, you know, not getting in trouble for not doing your homework. It's to help you learn how to take care of time and, you know, manage time. So if you're in middle school right now, that's what I want you to focus on. That's what I think you should focus on. When I was in middle school, I was kind of like the goofball, you know, I never really concentrated. I actually ended up with an F in a class in the first quarter. We had quarters. And I had to work really hard to get that back to a B, not a D, a B, because my parents were really strict. Obviously, if they're going to pay money for me to go to school, I better do well. But for those of you kids who, you know, maybe aren't in private schools, maybe you're in public schools, it doesn't really matter where you're going to school. Just know that middle school is a time to make friends, and it's a time to do work on homework, and it's time to make sure that you understand that you got to do your homework. There's not a time in your life where you don't have to do homework. Homework is, it's like, you know, it's like getting you ready for the business world. When your boss wants you to turn in a report on, you know, whatever you're working on, you can't just be like, I'll do it later, and then you just don't do it, because then you get fired. So middle school is a place where it's okay for you to mess up. Same with high school. The beginning of high school is where it actually starts counting. 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade, not so much, just as long as you develop a work ethic. High school is where it's up. You know, up in the air, and you really need to kind of buckle down. So freshman year really is not the most important year. I think the two most important years are sophomore and junior year, especially junior year. Anyone in junior year, this is your year. You got to do well. This, you know, if you have to take 1 year out of school where you actually decide to not go out with your friends or not play Xbox, it's junior year, and I'll explain that in a minute. But when you're in freshman year, that's your time to get situated. That's your time to make friends and kind of learn your way around the high school and learn how high school classes work. It's a lot more work, isn't it? You know, you guys got to do homework more. You have probably 3 to 5 hours of homework. If you're spending any less time on that, then you're either skipping some classes, homework, probably like a history reading, or you're not doing it really thoroughly. Myself, I never spent 3 to 5 hours. I probably spent 2 hours max on homework, and then I got tired of it and got sick of it. And I can say that didn't do me too bad. You know, I did all right. So when you guys are in high school, work on homework, but don't kill yourselves. It's not the end of the world. If you get the concept, move on. I hate that. When teachers give you a math homework, right, and it's 300 of the same fucking problem, right? If you get the first 3 correct, move to the end. Move to the end of that list. You know, go all the way to the end. If you get the last one right too, guess what? Fuck the middle problems. Go on. Be like, bitch, I'm Jericho. I don't need this. I don't need this right now. I know it. If you know the material, and if you have proven it, you know, if you're in history and you make flashcards, right? If you know the material, fuck that reading. Go into class. If you're a little bit confused, do the reading. If you're even a little bit hazy, do the reading. But make sure that if you are going to skip the homework, you know it. Alright, so, you know, English, you're going to have to do the reading. They do book tests and all that shit. I will give you this hint, SparkNotes.com and CliffNotes.com. Your 2 best friends. If you're reading Shakespeare, SparkNotes. It translates it into normal English. That's the shit. You need that. Go do it. Now, SparkNotes. CliffNotes cost money, but if you have a book like Catcher in a Rye that's not on SparkNotes, that's probably on there. You can pay $2. Team up with a friend. $2 each, right? It's about $5, whatever. $2 each, and then your bitch friend can pay $1 or whatever. And you get the entire summary of the book. If you're having trouble, do it. But don't only use SparkNotes, because that's not really working how it works out. You got to read the actual book, or try and read it, and if you don't understand stuff, go and read SparkNotes for the test and stuff. I guarantee you, that's a guaranteed B. That's a B. You read SparkNotes and you only read SparkNotes, you'll probably get a B, B minus. If you read the book and SparkNotes, A. Every single time, an A. I guarantee it. Now, we're moving into junior year. Junior year is difficult. Sophomore year is like freshman year. You should do more work. You should work a little bit harder. But colleges are concentrating on junior year. You work hard in junior year, you'll be set. You know, try and go for that extra grade above. You know, if you're getting B's, if you're getting C's, go for the C+, go for the B+. It's not that much work. You may seem like it. You may think it is. Don't worry about it. Just go that extra mile. It'll really help you in college processes. Take AP classes if you can. If you're struggling with math, don't take an AP class. But if you're good at history and you're just lazy, take an AP class. It's the same thing, but you get AP course credits. So if you're good at history, if you're good at history, English, like world history, take the AP. I got 6 hours of course credit for taking the AP test. That's it. I don't have to take history ever again in my life. Senior year, the first half of senior year really does matter. Work hard, just like junior year. Choose your classes. Once you guys get to start choosing your classes and, you know, choose things that you really enjoy, then school will be good. I promise. I got to choose all my classes. I hate bio, because you have to take it, pretty much. I really don't like math. You have to take it. I love psychology. I cannot get enough of the class, and I was really interested in it. Next year, or next semester, I'm taking comm studies. I'm taking social media marketing. I'm going to love those classes. When you genuinely enjoy something, you're going to do better in it. So that's what I have to offer to you guys. If you get to choose your classes, choose stuff you're really interested in. Don't choose shit that, like, you think colleges will think looks smart. Don't, take discrete math. If you don't want that, don't do it. Just take the normal math. If you really, really, really love African history and your school offers it, take that fucking course. You're going to get an A. That's what you got to do. Once you're into college, it's all basically, learning things that you want to learn. I want to learn social media marketing and broadcast communications. From now on, I'm going to be interested in my courses. I'm doing what I love. You know, I'm already doing broadcasting over the internet, over YouTube. I already get to talk to you guys. I get to offer fucking advice. This is awesome. So I love what I want to do. I love what I am doing, and that makes me want to learn more. So that's what you guys got to do. Middle school, main thing, build up your work ethic. You know, really get that shit done. You don't have that much homework. You have like an hour of homework a night. So don't even try and shirk out on that. Don't even be like, I gotta play Xbox. Do the hour of homework. Your mom's not gonna care if you stay up an extra hour. And then, high school, freshman, sophomore year, work, do your work, really use that work ethic. But, try and fall in the rhythm and try and do well. They're the two easiest years. Junior year, work your ass off, have some fun, but work your ass off during the week. Alright, your girlfriend on Skype can wait, your history quiz can't. Overall, homework, if you know the material, then make sure you get the first problem right, the last problem right. If you do that, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Spark Notes, Cliff Notes, that's the summary. Go for it. And college, take what you enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jericho. I hope you really enjoyed this commentary. Actually, I haven't had this much fun recording a commentary in a while. I'm going to do more Get Personals. That was my, little spiel on school. I'd love it if you guys could tell me what grade you're in, what you're interested in studying. What do you want to learn when you grow up? What do you want to learn right now? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal about parents. And I wasn't actually initially going to do a video about parents, but I was kind of on the topic with a couple of my friends and old teachers, and it got brought up, what am I doing next year with my life? And I thought that not only my parents, but you guys should kind of figure out what I'm going to do next year. And so pretty much I'm moving to LA next year. Whether or not that happens in June or July or in February, I'm moving to LA next year. And I'm moving because of the Gamer Shore. And what that is basically me, T. Martin, Bash, Justra, and Gold Glove are all going to live in a house together, produce content for you guys, real-life vlogs, parodies, videos, music videos, whatever you want, we're going to do it big. And, I think that this kind of epitomizes everything that I want to do in life. It really is like, I love waking up in the morning. In the summer, for instance, I'd wake up in the morning at 11. I'd actually enjoy getting up, go downstairs, eat breakfast, check all my videos, make sure everything's going well, hop on Twitter and Facebook, interact with fans, then I'd make a video. I'd go downstairs, make a video, and I'd publish it, and then I'd make videos for tomorrow, or I'd make videos for the next day, or I'd even just brainstorm for ideas. I'd sit there and play video games with my friends, and then around 5 or 6 o'clock, I'd go upstairs, go eat, then go hang out with my buds. I'd go out to a movie, or I'd go out to eat or something. And that, to me, was the best time I've ever had. This summer, was amazing because of that. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to roll out of bed at 10 a.m. on a Saturday in October or a Monday in November. All right, whether it's, now or later. I want to be able to do that. Wake up in the morning, go make videos, have a good time, brainstorm, hang out with friends the entire time, go out at night, and, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be a social media marketing guru, I guess you could say, that helps companies build their Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google+, just humanizes it, and that's really what I want to do. That's why I'm here in school. I want to do that. Now, when I got into school, I realized that there is no such degree as a social media marketing degree. In fact, the only degree I can really get is one in business or one in marketing. Now, that's great and all, but it doesn't really cover what I want. So that aside, I'm not doing this, I'm not moving because I'm lazy or whatever, because I don't want to go to school. I'm moving because this is what I want to do with my life. And to me, being happy, enjoying your job, being among good people is so much better than having money that it's not even funny. I'm, like, honestly, I would take a $50,000 a year job over a $200,000 a year job if I loved the $50,000 a year job. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, schooling is difficult. Right now I'm having trouble making videos for YouTube. I've got to wait till Billy leaves the room. I've got to find time in between studying and working in order to produce videos, right? Well, I have made the decision to either do one of two things. Either take a gap year next year, which means do not take college courses, do not take courses of any kind, and focus really on what I want to do with my life. You know, focus on building up YouTube, focus on meeting with, you know, different companies. I don't need a degree for what I'm doing. I've already been doing it. I've been doing it for 3 years now. You know, I kind of know what I'm doing. Honestly, yes, I would like to have some book learning. I actually do enjoy learning new things, but right now I don't need it. And the other option is I could either go to, I could go to community college, or I could take online courses. Here's the problem. My parents, they fund my education. My parents are the sole reason why I'm able to go to college. They both started saving early for my education, and it's really paid off. And I love them so much, and I thank them so much for that. The problem is that $54,000 a year is what it costs to go to UCLA. $54,000 a year out of state. Which means that if my residence, which it is right now, in Baltimore, stood still, right, I'd have to pay $54,000 to go get an education, to learn things that I don't really have a degree for. You know, I have to learn business and marketing, which is great, it helps me, but it's not like a specialized degree. I also don't need a degree to do what I do. You know, doctors need a degree. I want my doctor to know what the fuck he's doing, you know? I want my doctor not to sever my artery. But I don't need a degree because, really, I don't really specially need a degree for marketing and social media marketing. So that's a shit ton of money to waste, you know, especially since it's not my own. Now, my parents want me to go to school. They want me to get a 4-year education. Unfortunately, I kind of don't, I see the value in that. I really do. And I personally want a degree. I want a degree in business, marketing, or media, or something. I do want a degree. But at this point in time in my life, I don't see it fitting in well. I'd love to continue to take courses. You know, I just stuck this guy and I'm freaking out. But honestly, I would not mind taking online courses. My parents, on the other hand, want me to go to a 4-year school. They want me to go to a UCLA or UNC or UNCW or some college, take classes there, and get a real degree, not one that I can earn online. I haven't gone over all this stuff because I'm afraid of disappointing them with them. You know, I'm afraid of disappointing them. They've raised me, they spent so much money on me, and they want me to succeed in life, but I am 18 years old at the end of the day. This is a huge leap in my life, and I'm scared shitless. But I'm also confident. I know that I'll be able to succeed, and especially with the backing of their support, it'll make it so much easier for me to do. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm dreading the time that I have to tell my parents that I don't want to continue school like I am right now. So, yeah, in rough terms, I may be dropping out of school. Now, you guys associate dropping out with like, oh my god, that kid's a bum, or maybe he was too lazy to study, or he was too stupid to learn. You know, I have great grades right now. I have not had a grade underneath an 85, and I think I'm holding a 3.7 average right now in college. I'm not an idiot, you know, I have thought this through a lot. I'm not lazy either. I put so much time into YouTube, it's so apparent that I'm not lazy. And, you know, it's just such a new kind of concept. You know, this is a new kind of job. I don't think my parents, who have been raised, you know, they've been raised to do things by the book. They've been raised that they need, you know, a 4-year education to do their job. I've been working a full-time job pretty much since 2 years ago with YouTube. And I think that once they get the ability to comprehend that I really am working, I really am doing something with my life, I think they'll be able to support me. So thanks for watching, guys. My name is JERiiCHOII. I really hope that this kind of gives you insight into what I'm dealing with my parents. Let me know if you guys have ever had conflicts with your parents. Have you ever, guys, like, you know, disagreed? Have you ever had some sort of big conflict? Because that's what's going to happen with me. When I sit down to talk with them, there's going to be a fight. I know what there will be. There's going to be yelling. There's going to be me trying to explain my point. But hopefully in the end, they'll support me with what I do in my life, and they'll see that I've got to take a risk, but I'm pretty well informed about that. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. My name is JERiiCHOII. I'd love if you share this around, even like it, comment it, just answer the question. I don't really care. But, you know, I hope you guys continue watching, and I will see you all later. What is going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and this is a Get Personal, dealing with confidence. And I know this is not my gameplay. The guy who linked me this gameplay is in the description below, so go check him out. But really, I give advice in my Get Personals. I like to talk to you guys about my experiences and try and help you. But this time, I kind of need help, so I need you guys to help me out. I have some issues dealing with confidence, and I know that may be surprising. You know, I'm a really outgoing guy. I tend to I get along well with almost everyone. I don't think I've ever had real issues with anyone. You know, I make a lot of friends when I'm in places that I don't really know anyone, and I'm pretty outgoing. But last night I went to a party, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was a blacklight party, so there was a DJ, there was music, neon colors everywhere, and all that shit. But I kind of found myself alone at the party because I went with 4 other people, and I guess I was third wheeling, or technically fifth wheeling. I don't really know what to call it when multiple people are going, but they both took girls because they were friends with them. They both took those girls and went off and did their own thing like you do at normal dance parties. Not, you know, you don't sit down and chat, you go and dance, obviously. But, you know, I found myself kind of chilling off to the side, not really knowing anyone, and it seemed to me at the time like most people there either went in groups of like 5 or 7, or they knew everyone else or something like that. But to me, that makes it almost impossible to go out and talk to anyone. You know, it's different when there's like one person and no one knows each other, and it's just like, well, you better make friends or just sit awkwardly in the corner because no one really knows anyone. And it's different when, you know, it's a group of people that you know and they've brought their friends, so you have people to talk to when it gets awkward, or when there's, you know, something that's not going quite as expected. But when you're the lone person and you've got to go out and initiate conversation or go and even dance with someone or someone that you don't know, I don't know, it's just, that for me is pretty damn hard. And I don't know why that is. You know, I guess it's probably in the same reason why I have no idea why I have trouble with public speaking. Like, fuck's sake, I talk to a couple thousand people every day, but I cannot get up in front of a class and speak to a group. It just does not work out for me. But, you know, I just don't know why I have issues like that. It would be different if, you know, me and 3 other friends went out and they introduced me to their friends, because then I have some people to play off of, and by the end of the night, I'm sure I'd be friends with everyone else there. But it's like, in a club scene, I've never done well. I guess it probably goes back to middle school and the beginning of high school, where I was that awkward kid who was kind of a little bit weird, but, you know, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I kind of acted like other people. I didn't try and be myself and kind of have my own idea of what, you know, what I was, my own personality. And so, you know, middle school dances and high school dances kind of sucked for me in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. Did not know what to do. Did not really. I have no game when it comes to girls that I don't know. It's zero, none, nada. At least not in a setting like I just described. So, you know, I know a lot of you guys are like, go watch Nerd's Guide to Picking Up Chicks. It works. Well, the funny thing is that I play video games for a living. You walk into my room, I have 3 screens pulled up, plus I've got a tablet, and I'm playing Xbox with a headset and with gunner glasses on. And when girls walk in there, they're like, well, okay then, this guy is a loser, and I don't really want to be, you know, talking with him or whatever. Now, a lot of girls are actually cooler than that, and some don't even judge. But it gets really, really hard to explain, you know, what you do or bring people into your room, or even, you know, kind of relate to people when they don't know you. See, with my friends, I can dick around and joke around about my gaming addictness. Like, I walked out of my room yesterday, and it would have been the first time I had been outside since dinner the last night, because I've been playing Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of you are like, wow, you're a loser. No, it's more along the lines of, wow, I really want to play this game. It's fun. But, anyways, and people kind of applauded when I came out of my room. It was hilarious, and I laughed and whatever. But there was a girl standing there, and she was like, what the fuck? I don't get it. And someone explained, and she was like, oh, well, that's interesting. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. My name is JERiiCHOII. Any advice you guys got, hit me up in the comments below. What do you guys do to talk to people that you don't really know? Because, shit, I have trouble doing it. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and this is a Get Personal about parties. I'm in college, so parties kind of happen all the time, every day, and I go to a pretty medium-sized school, 14,000 students, so there are quite a few different options that I have available to go to parties, but, you know, they happen in high school, too, not so much in middle school, unless you're going to a birthday party or a bar mitzvah, but all these things can apply, I'm sure. We've all had those awkward situations at parties, or we're all going to have them, so maybe this will help some of you guys, maybe it won't, maybe it'll make me look like an idiot, but hey, feel free to offer your own advice too in the comments below. But pretty much, parties. So if you're in college, whether you go to a huge school like Penn State, which is like 40,000 people, or a medium school or a smaller school with like 5,000 people, there's always going to be a party on a weekend. If there's not, then you're not looking hard enough. So let's take last weekend, for example. I went to a hockey party, and I also went to my friend's apartment. Both were parties of different levels. My friend's apartment had like 20 people. The hockey party had like 150. And only one of them got the cops called. So pretty much, you know, you have a lot of options. And when you go to a party, there's some good things that happen, there's some bad things. So for me, usually when I go to a party, it's with a couple friends, like 5, 6, 7 different people. I rarely, anymore at least, roll into a party with like 30 people, because that's just probably not going to let you in. When you roll into a party with 30 guys, I guarantee you those guys at the house are like, no, you're definitely not bringing 30 dudes into this house. So first tip, pretty much, roll in a group of girls, a lot of girls preferably, or small groups of guys, because no one in their right mind is going to want to let in 30 other dudes. But that's pretty common, that's pretty obvious. Now, when you get to parties, though, it's kind of awkward when you don't know a lot of people. So, usually try and go with some of your friends that you're really good friends with, because if you don't, you might end up in an awkward situation where you don't have very many people to talk to, and then it's just like you're standing alone. So that actually happened to me last night. I went to a party with 4 of my good friends, but 2 of them had girlfriends that they brought, or girl toys, or whatever they brought, and the other 2 disappeared and I didn't know where they were. So I kind of ended up talking to like people that I didn't really know. Like, I wasn't quite friends with them. I've seen them around, and it wasn't like good conversation. It was that awkward 2-minute pause in between each question that lasts about 2 minutes each. So you're like, so yeah, where are you from again? Yeah, that's cool, I'm from Baltimore. Yeah, you know anyone from Baltimore? No? Okay. And then you kind of stand there and you like bob your head and you're like, yeah, okay, this is going so awkward. That's kind of what dangers occur when you go to a party without a group of friends that you're really good friends with. That or people leave to go hang out with their girls or whatever. So when you do go to a party, try and make sure it's with a group of guys or a group of girls or a group of friends or whoever that you're actually good friends with. That way you can almost ensure that you minimize the amount of awkwardness you have to do and deal with. Also, in high school parties and such, you're going to run into people all the time that you know. College, not so much. So, in high school, if there's someone there that you have an issue with, it's probably best to either not go or try and avoid them. Now, I've not had an issue at a party yet, but I've known people who have gotten into fights and such, and that's a really shitty situation, especially, again, when you're not rolling with a group of friends that you can back you up and whatnot. So, another reason to roll with friends, they got your back, they make sure that you don't get in trouble, and you really don't want to get in trouble at a party where you don't know many people. Now, there's awkward situations, right? Those awkward situations where, you know, you don't really know enough people. That's where I'm hung up on. That's where my issues start. I don't know about you guys, but my problems really start when I have to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with my time. I'm sitting there like, damn, I really don't know any of these people. Now, I have 2 options. One, approach them and talk to them and kind of seem either casually interested in what they have to say, when sometimes people are just straight stupid and you really don't care what they have to say, or you can kind of chill in the corner and bob your head and hope someone else is chilling in the corner and bobbing their head too, so you can have a mutual chill in the corner bob head sesh. I don't know, but you know, I don't know. It's difficult to figure out when is a good time to approach people or to approach friends, to approach random strangers or whatnot, and kind of pick up a conversation for me. Now, I'm a very outgoing guy. I love to make friends, and I've talked about this before. Really, the best thing to do is have one of your friends introduce their friends to you. Whether it's at a party or at lunch, go out and eat lunch with other people. Because the more people you know, the less awkward you're going to be at a party. I think everything kind of comes down to who you're going out with and how many people you know there. So it's probably not a good idea to roll out with your roommate to a party that neither of you know anyone at, because that's just going to be stupid. You're going to have more fun being able to chill with a bunch of people than you are going to be able to chill alone. So that's my issue. What do you guys think? What kind of advice do you have for each other? What kind of advice do you have for myself about making that first step to to getting acclimated to the party, to kind of chilling out and making yourself feel at home? So I guess my what am I doing here? What am I doing? I guess my advice for you would be relax. Seriously, relax. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, wow, that guy looks way too relaxed. I don't think he should be here. I think we should kick him out. He looks way too calm and involved. No, they're gonna be more along the lines of, I'm not going to go talk to that dude who's really awkwardly standing in the corner and jumping up and down like a retard, and he's got no one around him to talk to. It's more gonna be along the lines of that. So I guess relax. You know, you're gonna see some familiar faces. If you do see someone from your class of like 200 people, feel free to go up to them and just be like, hey, aren't you in my bio class? Ask them about fucking lecture notes. I don't care. Ask them about anything you want. Anything that can spark a conversation, because as really incredibly lame as asking about school is at a party or talking about homework or something, even if you know the answer, it can lead to a better conversation. And honestly, you're talking to a guy who plays video games for a living, so the most awkward thing that could happen is someone comes up to you and they're like, wait a minute, don't you play video games for a living? Do you even go out? This is amazing. I never thought I'd see someone like you out at a party. That's awkward. So definitely try and spark different conversations, at least at first, until you know the people. But, you know, I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. What do you guys do at parties that really gets you comfortable? What do you guys do to meet new people? Help everyone out. Help each other out. This is what Get Personal is about. I like to give advice, but I also like to take advice as well. I'm like a bisexual advice giver, but only with advice. That's the weirdest analogy I've ever given. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jericho. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Do whatever you want to do, but I'll talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and welcome to Get Personal. This is a more serious series that I do that talks about some of my personal experiences with bullies or with girls or with anything. And you guys suggest a topic, and I talk about it. And before I get started, I just want to talk about the M60 gameplay you're watching. It's pretty beast. M60 grip with rapid fire. It's an awesome gun, so that's why I'm using it, and that's why I do well with it. But today we're talking about the friend zone, that dreaded zone that everyone gets to experience once in their life. And if you haven't, if you think that you haven't experienced it, surprise bitch, it's gonna come later in your life. So the friend zone is this pain in the ass thing. So I'm gonna cover what it is, my personal experience, and how you kind of avoid it and get out of it. So for the friend zone, if you guys don't know what it is that kind of awkward relationship that you have with a girl where you like her, or you want to get her in bed, or you want to, you want to be around her and with her more than just, as friends, and she doesn't. And whether that's because she's in a relationship now or some other thing, she's just, you ask her on a date and she says, no, I just want to be friends. That's what the friend zone is. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already experienced this, and you're like, yeah, it sucked. Well, yeah, it did. And, here's my experience with it. I was dating my friend, well, at the time friend, Jackie. I was dating my friend Jackie's best friend, if that makes sense. I was dating Maggie, this girl named Maggie, right? And her best friend was Jackie, who I'm also best friends with. Whatever. This is so complicated. Anyways, I was in Jackie's friend zone. I had always liked Jackie, but she started dating a guy, so, I kind of let that go, and, I started dating her friend. Now, some horrible events happened, really unfortunate, and we both ended up being single, and I'm still in the friend zone now. So it took probably 3 months of, like, really heavy hinting, as well as, kind of, and I'm gonna go into detail what else I've done later, kind of like avoiding her to get her to kind of get me out of the friend zone so I could try again. Now, why are you in the friend zone in the first place? Well, probably because you put too much interest into why she did these things or feels this way. So I said that, like, generally. So why are you upset? Well, because my boyfriend broke up with me. So instead of saying, I'm sorry, I hope things get better, it'll all be alright, like, don't worry, you're a cute girl, you're gonna be fine. Instead, you like took her hand and you sat down on the couch and you made her coffee and you got her ice cream and you were like, come on, just cry on my shoulder. Now, you're a nice guy for that and I applaud you, like someone's got to do it, but you're in the friend zone now. Like, straight up, she just labeled you as like a brother and then put you in the friend zone. Why? Because you care about her emotions and her feelings and stuff. Now, it's wrong to say that you shouldn't care about those. You know, if you piss her off, like, by all means care, because she's gonna be a fucking whirlwind of pain, but don't be overly concerned with her feelings. You know, that's her. That's her stuff to deal with. You can say you're sorry, you can offer comfort, but don't sit there on the couch and talk her through her life story. You're not her psychiatrist. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why you're in the friend zone. You know, that on top of the fact that you've compromised a lot with her. So she, you know, you hang out, you guys are friends, but you're not quite in the friend zone yet. And then she asks you, you know, hey, come eat lunch with my friends. And you're like, well, shit, I was going to eat lunch with some of my friends, but I guess I can cancel on them. And so now you know, now she knows that she means more to you than you do to her friends, or, I mean, than your friends do to you. So now she is the highest priority in your life, and she doesn't even need to suck your dick for it. She gets all the benefits of having a boyfriend without having to have sex, or any of those, like, hormonal things that she has to latch onto in order to be in a relationship and stuff. That's a pain in the ass. Really, it is. So now you're ending up, you know, bending over backwards for this girl, and she's not going to give you anything in return. That's probably another reason why you're in the friend zone. You compromise too much with her. You cancel plans on your friends or on other people so you can go help her do things. And she notices this. Don't think she doesn't notice it. She does. She's very keen. They always are. And, you know, this may seem like a small step. Like, oh, I can eat lunch with her and skip out on my friends, you know, just once. After, like, the 5th time, it adds up, right? Your friends are getting pissed. She's like, yes, I got him in the palm of my hand. Congratulations, you are now Paris Hilton's little chihuahua in her purse. So how do you avoid it? You know, as I said before, say you're sorry. You know, don't be your therapist. Don't be her therapist. If she connects with you on a mental level more than physical, that sucks because now you're married. Or you're basically married. That sucks because now you're not dating, but you have to put in all the effort of dating. It sucks because you don't get anything out of it except for, well, everything that a girlfriend would have besides the sex and everything else like that. So you're, you know, as I said, you're Paris Hilton's chihuahua. Now, why, why you compromise and stuff like that, that's on your own terms. You can kind of decide how much you want to continue to compromise, but how you get out, this is the key. All right? You got to make sure that she understands that you're not just roped around her finger, that you need to be able to flirt with other girls, not just when you're by yourself or with your friends, but while she's there too. Hot girl walks by. Hey, isn't that girl hot? Tell it to her face. She'll probably be like, I don't know. Well, how many times do you think she's been like, oh God, Jake is just so hot and I don't know why he doesn't like me. That's what you get when you're in the friend zone. You get me crying on your shoulder. Hey, like me now. But you gotta flirt with other people. You gotta make sure that your options are available and open, and she knows that. When she knows that, you open up a whole new world of jealousy, which is great for you and bad for her. Now, hang out with other people. Don't make compromises so often. You can eat lunch with her and her friends once a week. Just don't do it 5 times a week. You know, cancel on her. Say, yeah, I'm sorry, but I promised to meet my friends for lunch. Forgot. Like, can't cancel now. Sorry, no big deal, but it's lunch. Suck it up. And on top of that, I mean, you ultimately need a date. You want a date. You want to date this girl. So, you got to back your way into it. If you're walking to class together or whatever, just be like, hey, yeah, we're going out to lunch sometime to watch the fucking, I don't know what you do at lunch. We're going out to lunch sometime. If you want to come, that's perfectly cool. You know, offer stuff like that. Not one-on-one stuff. Maybe not just yet, but build your way up to it. Eventually, you're going to get to dinner and a movie, and that's awesome. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. This has been a little bit short, but I hope that, you kind of learned something. I mean, I sure as hell still have to learn things, like why women are the way they are. Fucking crazy people. But, let me know what you guys want for the next Get Personal commentary. This one was difficult, but I'm down for anything from confidence to self-respect to more bullying. I don't know, but let me know, and, I'll talk to you guys later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho and welcome to Get Personal. I've changed it up so now instead of looking at the gameplay, you get the sexy FaceTime, which ironically just fits perfectly into what our topic is today. sex. Or more importantly, the first time for kissing and sex and everything else like that. My first kiss was in 9th grade, and it happened at the movies, which is really cliche. And I might as well have been trying to kiss Brittany Palmer because I was literally more awkward than Tim Tebow at church the week after he lost the game. But seriously, I moved in for the kiss and it must have looked like I was trying to drink her face. I mean, in all honesty, I came at her like this. But I mean, at least she stuck with me while God, I don't even know what to call it. I raped her face. I said it. There. You happy? I raped her face. With my mouth. With my tongue. Picture fat kid coming back from fat camp, going into McDonald's, double cheeseburger, just probably one of the most unattractive sights. So how do you avoid this? How do you avoid this awkward situation? You know, no one's gonna be good the first time that they're kissing, but in order to make it less awkward, do it in somewhere where you're comfortable. So the movies is a great place because it's dark, you're with a group of friends initially, they know you're trying to go ham on her face. I don't think that one worked out as well as I thought it did in my head. But the point is, they're not your parents, they're not gonna walk down and ask you to leave room for Jesus or any of that shit. They're gonna respect your little privacy area and let you do your business. The second real thing is to be calm, be cool, because ironically enough, when you're really awkward and kind of nervous, you end up looking like a fish out of water. You're freaking out, you don't know what to do, you're sweating a lot, you're probably looking like you just came back from a jog, and then you're coming at her with the drink face again. Also pay attention to her body language. If she's sitting like this, you probably should not go in for the kiss. If she's looking like this, you probably shouldn't hook up with that because that thing probably has more viruses than your computer full of porn. Be calm, you're gonna do great. It's gonna be awkward the first time, but it's gonna get better. And finally, I don't know why I didn't have 5, that would round it out really nicely, but 4. Remember, we're dealing with IRL stuff, so she's not gonna stop, yell at you, and call you a noob, and then run away. It's gonna be completely fine, and if you do it all right, there's no reason she's not gonna come back. Yeah, so my first time was really awkward. It was really bad. Actually, all my first times for everything were really awkward. I'm just an awkward person. In fact, if any of your first times go slightly better than mine, I guarantee you, you're gonna have a great time. Now, I was a sophomore in high school, which for me, it was really young. Now, I know there are people who've had sex in maybe even middle school, which is ridiculous, but I mean, I never expected to have sex until maybe even college. The reason for that was that I didn't like any of the girls in our school, mainly because they were all nice ladies. I never really talked with them, and I know a lot of you guys maybe don't talk to the girls at your school too for either one reason or another. And that's not to say that that's the be-all end-all. I've met my 2 girlfriends, my 2 longest standing girlfriends, I met outside of school. In fact, I really just don't like school girlfriends in general. It becomes really awkward when you break up, then you've got your like group of friends over here, and then your girlfriend's group of friends that treat you like you're Hitler. It's crazy. But anyway, here's kind of how it happened. See, I was at her house and her parents were out at dinner, and I don't know how I managed to get over there without parental supervision because my parents literally called every time. But she was like, "Hey man, we're alone," and I was like, yeah, we are. And confidently she said, "You want to go upstairs to my room?" And I was like, yeah, I would. That is an idea I would be okay with. And then I proceeded to flail on top of her like a Pokemon out of moves. My main advice to you, don't force it. Losing your virginity before some certain random date like going into college or going into high school or going into graduate school or getting a job or getting married, stop. Losing your virginity isn't something like physical. You can't physically be like, whoop, there's my virginity. It's not a big deal, really, it's not. And on top of that, it requires a lot of work on your part. Think of it like a real life video game. You have to start out at level 1, friend status, or even before that with this girl. Then you have to level up without double XP and try and get her to like you. After that, then you have to go through the awkward kiss phase, which is gonna take another couple weeks to recover from that traumatic experience. Then after that, you're gonna have to run around the baseball field until you get to third base, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm so close. But then you have the fucking longest stretch ever. It's like this long. 6 months later, you probably have a shot. When you're in high school, even in college, it's kind of difficult to find your way around to a nice private area where no one's gonna disturb you. I sometimes wish that I didn't even take that risk in trying to find that place because it ends up fucking you more than you get to fuck the girl. I'm just playing with you guys, but seriously, if someone tries to make you feel like shit because they've had sex before you, they paid for it, it was with an ugly girl, they lasted 2 seconds, Pokemon. But when they say there's someone out there for everyone, they literally mean it because I've seen the 2 most hideous people together and honestly they look like they were having a fucking good time. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. The guy down the hall started blasting music, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up because you can probably hear it in the background. But the most important thing I can tell you guys, don't worry about it. Don't stress yourself out. Everything will happen just fine. And on top of that, the longer you wait, the less mistakes you're gonna make. Because if you end up boning some nasty ass, and then you end up in the hospital and someone's singing the "You Have the AIDS" song, mistakes have been made. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and this is a Get Personal. First off, I'd like to apologize for not having it be a sexy FaceTime. It's because one of our light bulbs burnt out, so now our room is too dark to record in, so I'd like to apologize for that, but next week it will be back to normal. And this week's actually a pretty big week. I got a lot of requests for something about religion, and before I even get started, I need to make a bunch of things clear. One, I am not trying to, nor will I ever try, and change your beliefs. I don't care whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, whether you believe in Judaism, or an atheist or agnostic, I don't care. So this whole series is about me talking with you guys and either giving you advice based on my personal experiences or just talking about my experiences so not only you guys get to know me better, but I can kind of get all those things that I don't really tell people that I know in real life about. So when I talk about religion, you know, this is something along the lines of, imagine this, right? Imagine I'm walking into a donut store and I'm like, damn, I want some sprinkles on some motherfucking donuts. And my friend over in the corner is like, I hate sprinkles. And I'm like, well, okay, that's your opinion. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to get chocolate donut. You get your sprinkles. And then we eat our donuts. That's that. That's kind of like how this is going to go. So, I'm going to start off with saying that I was a devout Christian, and more recently and now I am more of an agnostic or atheist. And if you don't know what agnostic or atheist means, agnostic means that you believe there is something out there that is bigger than yourself, but you're not quite sure what, or you don't really believe in any specific thing. And atheist means that you don't believe in anything, something out there that's bigger than you. And I know those seem kind of conflicting, but I'll explain. So basically, my background is that I started out going to church every Sunday from whenever I was born to when I was 18. Now, my mom is a really devout Christian. My grandfather is a Christian because he is a recovering alcoholic. And my dad is a kind of in between. He's a Methodist, which is another sect of Christianity. But we went to church every Sunday. And up until I was around 12 or something, I was actually kind of enjoying the stuff that was geared towards kids. So like when a priest or a pastor, you know, kind of only went with the kids and then talked to the kids about that sounds a little bit rapey in light of recent events, but ignore that. All right, I'm just saying that when the services were directed towards kids, it made it better. But I was bored as shit. I was bored as hell when I was sitting in church. I hated it. I just didn't like going to it. And I don't know whether it was when I started going into high school or whatnot, but I became really opposed to going to church just because it was so damn boring. I heard the same thing every Sunday over and over again for the last 15 years. I don't want to hear it anymore. I get it. Now, the fact that my mom made me go to church every Sunday regardless probably had something to do with why I started to push away. And I don't know the exact date or time when I was like, hey man, probably don't believe in this. But I know when I started to, you know, stop wanting to go to church to listen to the people talk about Jesus or whatever, and that was probably when I was 15. And now you're wondering how I can go from being like a pretty into it Christian to kind of like just chilling. Well, and again, I'd like to just say this as not as a word of advice, but I'd like to have it as a guideline. I started to, I mean, everyone thinks about the suffering and all that stuff that goes on in the world, and that's a pretty common question, you know. If there is a God, or if there are gods, how do they allow the suffering and the pain to go on in certain spaces and times? And that was something that really kind of got under my skin, because it really annoyed me that I couldn't figure out an answer to this. Because I don't know if you guys know me, but I like answers. Answers are cool. I like doing them. And I like having them so I understand things. So it really annoys me when I can't figure out or understand why something is the way it is. And I know some people who talk about, you know, religion will use the term like, it is because it is, or it's because God wills it to be. But what annoys me is I don't understand why that would happen. Why does someone will it to be, to allow suffering or any of that, you know. Personally, if I was a god, I'd be like, bam, everyone's having constant orgasms, and you're hot, and everyone is naked, free booze. That's what I would be like if I was God. But I am not. I am Jericho. So, can't really do that. So that's kind of my background. Right now, I really am leaning towards more of an atheist, but you have to admit, regardless of your religion or anything, when you're like chilling at night, when you're hanging out outside, and you look up and you look at the universe and how big and enormous it is, and how you realize that you are literally smaller than a grain of sand in the world. I mean, what our little planet is tiny compared to the universe. It's hard not to think, you know, maybe there is something out there, because this is a pretty amazing feat. But then again, you know, I really do lean towards the atheist side of things. So, one of my main issues with religion as well, and this, again, not focused on any religion. This is a general, broad term that really encompasses all really, really, really intense versions of religion. So the fundamentalist point of view. There may be a lot of you guys who are really into, you know, your religion, that you pray every day, you pray all the time, you follow the word of the scriptures to the word, and that's fine. And honestly, sometimes I envy people who are able to take something like a god and just be so sure of it, because damn, your afterlife could be, you know, chilling with virgins, and it could be in heaven with Jesus and like Paul McCartney, and mine is kind of like, there's nothing out there anymore. You die, the end. So you guys got a better outlook after the end. So I really do think that that's something to envy. You know, having faith is something that's pretty cool. It's just a lot of hardcore atheists as well will be just as annoying as the fundamentalist people. And the issue I have with religion is that there's a lot of fighting going on over the fucking books. Like, they are books. I understand someone important wrote them. Don't give a fuck. Stop fighting over it. So, you know, when someone stands out in front of one of my hospitals that's across the street from my old high school with pictures of, like, mutilated babies and saying, like, God says abortion is wrong or whatever, I get really pissed off at them. When they march around and protest funerals of soldiers and claim that they died because God hates gays, that pisses me off. Now, I went to a really, really open school. My school was, I am the luckiest kid alive to be able to go to a school that accepts not only open people to any sexuality or bisexuality or homosexuality, not only people open to all religions, open to all races and colors, but just, you know, everyone was accepting of that. And to me, that was probably the most important thing I'm ever going to get to do in my life, go to that school, because it really showed me that, like, I had a gay teacher, a French teacher. The dude was fucking awesome. Neil Patrick Harris, you know that dude? He is awesome. He is literally the tits, and he is gay. Who cares? Just because he's gay doesn't mean that he's any different. And I saw a funny post that's been making its way around Reddit as well as Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it basically says gay marriage and straight marriage are like a bra and a swimsuit top. Only one's acceptable to be seen in public, and that's true. But we both know that a bra and a swimsuit top, they're the same thing. So, my issue with religion does not come with, you know, who believes who believes what, or anything like that. It comes with the issues that stem from both religions fighting. So, you know, maybe, I'm going to toss out too, maybe a Episcopalian, which is a sect of Christianity, and a Sunni Muslim. Maybe they get into a fight over how many gods there are, or which god is right. Hold on, time out. Anyone stop to think maybe, like, because we're all sort of like, look, listen to this. You know, there's like a 0.1% chance that if you're born in the Middle East, you're Christian. Now, part of that may be because Christians are persecuted in some countries because of the state religion. But if you think about it, now what if you're born in America? You got a pretty good chance of being a Christian. What if you're born in South America? Pretty damn good chance you're a Christian. Now, wait a minute. I thought that, you know, if you just were born into something, you shouldn't automatically just start believing it because you're born there, right? You should probably do some thinking for yourself. I don't know. I just think that, you know, that's a good point, that wherever you're born is probably going to be determinant of what religion you are. If you think about it, think about a big map, just take about 5 minutes, think about that, because I thought that was interesting. But, I mean, back to my original point, did anyone think maybe, like, there's one dude up there, or maybe 5 dudes, but only one dude spoke to, and he was like, yo, North America, he's like, hey, man, Buddha, you go take care of, Southeast Asia, and I'm gonna go chill over here and talk to North America, and we're all gonna tell them the same thing, that there's gods, and it's awesome. And then everyone gets pissed off because they think, whoever talked to them was right. I don't know. Just a little thing. This is going on a very long time. Sorry. I have to make it clear that I'm not attacking any one religion, and I really do think this is a pretty cool topic. So my final point is going to be this. I'm not going to influence you. I'm not going to try and influence what you believe in, religion-wise, and I think that it's cool that a lot of people can accept religion and be so sure of it. But if you've never thought about challenging your own religion, then I don't think you can be a devout Christian, devout Muslim, devout Jew. You can't do that unless you fully understand the ins and outs of your religion. So I think you should take, including atheism, I think whatever you believe in, you should take the time to observe the counter arguments, the opposite. So maybe let me observe Christianity and see if I really can find a point that they have that atheism doesn't. Let me observe, Judaism and see what they believe as well. If you're a Christian, how about you look into some atheism stuff? Think about it. Just read it. There's no harm in just research, because we do it all the time, right? It's human nature to want to understand something. So don't understand something just because people tell you to. If you make that decision on your own, then good for you. And you are awesome, and we get to high-five and go out for a drink together. Coffee, because I'm under 21. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. What's going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and you're watching Get Personal, which is where I take your suggestions on serious topics, and I try and talk about them, and today, we're doing something kind of serious. We're doing racism and stereotypes. So before we even begin, let me start off by saying that I am a white, privileged male who went to private school his whole life because my parents had very steady jobs. So what I'm trying to say is I'm one of the least likely candidates to experience racism firsthand. But that doesn't mean that I can't talk about it and that stereotypes aren't everywhere. There's a stereotype for me, for you guys, for everyone. No, I'm not going to bore you with all the stuff that's like, what is a stereotype or what defines racism? We don't want to hear about that. I'm just thinking that there's a lot of racism and stereotypical things that go on in the gaming community when you're on Xbox, when you're online, when you're on Facebook. It's everywhere. So how many times have you guys been gaming and somebody dies and gets mad and he throws out the N-word? Hold on. What I'm about to do is going to put X-Jaws to shame. Nigger. If it offends you that I just said that word and that I'm going to use it while I'm trying to explain to you why racism and stereotypes are unacceptable, especially online, then you should probably go ahead and leave and then think about it for a second and then come back when you're ready to act like an adult. So anyways, what about calling someone a faggot or a chink or a cracker or any of those things? Because we're gamers, we grow up around a bunch of people, everyone's name calling. For some reason, we all have to be the dirtiest, nastiest insulters in the world, but that's just how we grew up. We grew up in a community that's not exactly the nicest one. But the thing that a lot of people don't really think about is, what does a stereotype do, or what does a racist remark do to the person that you're calling it? Well, the fact of the matter is that they're there to dehumanize the person. They're there to make sure that the person is treated as an object. It goes for every single word that I've just said, from all the way from, a racist remark towards a black person, to a white person, to a Mexican person, to anyone. Every single time you use a racist remark, your goal is, whether it's consciously or not, to dehumanize them. And let me explain that. Now think about when you're playing COD, when you're running around and you got your 10 kill streak and one of your friends takes out a guy and then their character yells, "Tango down." Or when you're playing World at War or Black Ops and you're in the forest and someone yells, "Charlie, I see Charlie." Well, the whole reason those were created is so the soldiers who are killing the enemy are not calling them by, their actual name. They're not calling them, "Look out, we have a Vietnamese person over here." The goal is to make sure that the soldiers don't feel that bad about killing the people, because they're not people, they're just objects. They're your enemy. You don't want to feel sympathy for them. So Charlie actually stands for Cong, or Congo, or Viet Cong, which were the people that the Americans were fighting against in Vietnam. Now that we got that out of the way, when you use any derogatory name, you are effectively trying to dehumanize someone. So even if you're just mad and you let it slip, you're trying to make sure that you have the upper hand here because they're not a real person. You're trying to push them out out of the group that you belong in because you hate them that much. And again, whether it's subconscious or conscious, that is what that word does when you use it in a harmful way. But all stereotypes aren't bad. Think about it. All girls in college are hot. No, false. That is wrong. Maybe like 10% are hot. The rest are either, average, and then there's some girls out there that you wish you didn't see because, God, they look like a Snorlax. All fast food is unhealthy. Well, sir, I take offense to that because Chipotle is the best fucking thing ever, and it's actually pretty healthy. If you look at it, an average burrito is between 600 and 800 calories, made of all the proteins and vitamins that you actually need to sustain yourself in a day. Hey, can I get a burrito for that? Plug? Anyone? Chipotle? Just toss me a free burrito. So you get it now, right? You get it that not all stereotypes are derogative or not all stereotypes are bad. In fact, the reason stereotypes exist, scientists do believe that they were there so you could help get an evolutionary advantage over the people who don't group dangerous animals into one group. They don't stereotype a large cat as like a leopard. They don't stereotype them as bad. So, let's say 10,000 years ago, you're walking around in the jungle and all of a sudden a big ass cat comes by and half of the group runs because they've stereotyped all big cats as dangerous as shit. And then there's that one kid named Timmy who runs over and he's like, "Hey, kitty!" Timmy's now dead. Where it starts to get harmful is when you take stereotypes of groups and you take the worst qualities out of this group and you make that the stereotype. So, gamers are all fat nerds with no lives and we've never seen girls. Well, shit, I feel pretty fit and I definitely have a social life. I've got spring break to go to and wait a minute, I had a girlfriend for 2 years and I have a few lady friends. I take offense to that. That's me. So you see, the gamer stereotype doesn't apply to everyone. And that's just what stereotypes are. They're a generalization that don't apply to everyone in the group. So stereotypes, really, they do the same thing as racist remarks. They make the whole group look bad just because you're part of that group, and it makes it easier for us to hate them. It makes it easier for us to be like, hey, I don't like that group because a lot of them do this. A lot of them like to murder people. That's why I don't like that group. When you do that, when you assign a role to someone that they don't necessarily have to fill, when you give the role of white people, those abusive, arrogant fucks, and when you give the role of black people, those murderous, stealing, I don't know, when you give the role of Mexicans, the illegal immigrants, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, you're not part of my group. You're not part of humanity. Get the fuck out. I don't want to associate myself with you. You're not a human. So what you're doing really is you're doing the same thing a soldier does before he kills its enemy. Why do you think they tell hostages to oftentimes bring up their family, talk about their pet dog? It's because it makes them human and it's harder for the person to kill. Welcome to the 21st century, guys. We are one of the most accepting generations in a long time, but we still have those assholes who feel the need to make fun of other people, who feel the need to stereotype a bunch of people because they think it's funny. To be clear, this isn't just about minorities. It happens to white people, just not as widespread. It happens to every single group of people, whether you're a woman, a man, a homosexual, a black guy, a white guy, whether you're a gamer or whether you're some guy who goes out and party. Look at Kesha. What's your stereotype for her? Like me, you guys hang out on the internet. We have the special ability to never see someone. I don't know what half of you guys look like. Actually, I don't know what any of you guys look like. So what does that mean? That means that I can't judge you. I can't look at you and immediately think, that guy's black, I don't like him. I can't look at you and say that guy's Puerto Rican and he's probably an illegal immigrant. I can't do any of that. I can't see that you're fat. I can't see that you're skinny. I can't see that any of your physical attributes. And that's a gift. And since we can only see each other's words, what we're doing, what we're talking about, get that shit out of there that says it's okay to dehumanize someone just because they're different than you. And I go to a southern school, so when I hear someone walking by talking about how much they hate niggas or how much they hate spics or how much they hate faggots, when I walk by a guy who spits at a group of people because he doesn't think they're right here, that doesn't dehumanize them, that dehumanizes him. That makes me think, I don't want you a part of my humanity. Get out, you're not worthy of this privilege. I want to be a part of a group of people that understands that none of this shit's right, it never has been, and it never will be. We're in the 21st century, the fun squad can change, and I know you guys are a group of smart kids. There's probably some assholes right now commenting below going, oh my god, he said the N-word, or probably some guys out there saying like, I hate whites. or I hate black. You know what? They're not a part of the group. They're not a part of the group that understands that what we're doing, what we want to do, is create a better internet, a better society for a better tomorrow. So I hope this kind of clears up my views on racism, as well as it describes like what I think when someone uses a racist remark. I hope it kind of changes some of your views on using the word faggot or using fag or whatever. But I mean, it probably doesn't. But thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more Get Personals. Feel free to beat up on all those idiots in the comment below. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and welcome to Get Personal, and this is a video that I haven't done in like 8 months, and the reason is because it's kind of a serious topic, and I don't like to be serious. The only time I do these videos is when I really have something big on my mind, and today it's school, and I think a lot of you guys will find this interesting because most of you all are in school, whether it's middle school, high school, college, whatever, you're in school, and you probably are thinking about your future in school. Now, I kind of had my future made up for me today, and it wasn't even my choice, and I got really pissed off. So I walked home from my college today. It was like 3 miles. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. I had a bus I could have taken, but I walked, and I thought about things, and I kind of chilled out, and I wanted to sit down and talk it through with you guys because I think you'll find it interesting. Now, when I was in middle school and high school, and even before middle school when I was in grade school, my parents paid a lot of money for my education. I was really lucky. I got to go to a private school. I got to meet a bunch of people. My teachers were amazing. And I generally liked learning. Learning was a thing for me. I did okay in school. I did alright. I had like a straight flat B average throughout high school, middle school, whatever. I was never a star student. I was never a failure either. But schooling was important to me because I was, you know, it sets up your future. The better you do, the better job you get, all that jazz. And it really sets up where you go to school. Now, I applied for college, and I got in everywhere I applied except for the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So I applied to Maryland, to Penn State. I applied to a lot of schools, and I got into them. So I choose UNCW, which is Wilmington, North Carolina. It was on the beach, and it was the most fun I've had in a year. It honestly, living in a dorm with a bunch of friends, 80 people, just working together, going to school 15 hours, it was just so much fun. I can't get over it, and I'm really sad that I had to leave that. The only problem was that I had to adjust to something. You know, I create videos for a living. It's my job. I'm not even gonna, I love it. It's my job. It's fun, and that's why I do it. But I had to adjust to something. I had to wake up every morning, go to class, come back. I had 1 hour, or maybe 2, when Billy wasn't in my room, that I could record a video, that I could make my content, and then I could still have enough time for social life, for homework, for eating, for gym, you know, the general stuff. And I did it. You know, I did it well. I think that I did it pretty well. My whole school year went uninterrupted. I slowed down in channel growth. My videos didn't do as well. But in general, I thought it was a successful year. Now, you guys can be the judge of that, but once I hit summertime, I realized something, and it was that the entire year was spent just recycling old content. None of that was really new, and that hurt me, because part of the reason that I'm a larger channel on YouTube, and part of the reason that I love doing it is because I try and create new content. I try and go outside the normal video for video games and try and bring in, you know, comedy and whatever. I don't know. I just try and make the best content I can. And I knew that during this entire year of school, I was not making the best content I could because of the environment I was in. Now, that's not school's fault. I really enjoyed school. I came out of that college with a 3.66 GPA. I did better in college, way better than I did in high school. And it was easy. I did that while working full-time for YouTube. Now, flash forward to the summer. All I see during the summer is fun. You know, I get to hang out with all the people in my house. My content, I feel better about it. And I've gotten more views. My subs have picked up, and everything seems to be going better for the YouTube side of things, for the work side of things. And it's making me happy. It makes me happy when I produce something like a breakdown, or when I even come up with an idea like Call of Duty in 20 seconds, and you guys love it. That feeling is why I do this work, because it's awesome. And the problem is that once school started up again, I thought to myself, I did it last year, I can do it again this year. I can do full-time school and full-time YouTube. And I was fucking wrong. I was really wrong. there's two options that I could have taken. One, stop working as hard and just start recycling content again. That means not as many new series, not as many unique creative videos, just more of the same old, same old. But I continued doing school full time. And I didn't want that. So I thought, you know, I'm going to take online courses and courses in school. I'm going to take the bus to school and all that jazz. And I'm going to be a good student. Now, I only went to 2 classes last week because I had PAX and it was the first week of school. So then this week I had full school. I had to do, you know, I had a full week of schooling. I had a full week of classes. And I realized that there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. And I showed up today, this morning, for my class, and I found out that I had been dropped from my public speaking class because I had missed the Friday class to go to PAX. I emailed the teacher saying there's no way I could change the trip because it's a business meeting. I can't, like, change PAX. And she dropped me from the course. What that means is now I'm taking 3 courses, which means I'm part-time. And I'm actually about to drop a second course, my online accounting, and take part-time classes, which means that I only take 2 classes instead of 5 or 6. Now, that may not seem like a big deal to you guys, but for me it is. To be honest, I'm scared. And the reason I'm scared is because I no longer have this college safety net. Always, my entire plan was to go to college and to continue doing YouTube. To get a normal job and continue doing YouTube. To do all of this together, that way if anything horrible happened with YouTube, I have a backup. And now that doesn't exist anymore. Now I'm going to college part-time, and in order to go full-time, I need to take off work. And that scares the living shit out of me. To the most ridiculous extent, that scares the shit out of me, to be honest. I am very structured in the way that I was brought up. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I can't do it right now. I know I'm supposed to go to college, but I can't. And it scares the shit out of me because there's no backup. You know, there's no safety net. This is real life. I have to work, you know, like my life depended on it, because it does now, you know? And I don't know how to move, you know, I don't know how to take this. And the whole time walking back home today, from my class, the only thing I could think of was that the one thing I really want in my entire life, right now, the one thing I want, is to be able to fly back home, to go to Thanksgiving dinner, to go to Christmas dinner, to see the my friends and family, and their family, right? You know, my friend's mother or whatever. And to not have them look at me like I'm some idiot dropout who couldn't handle college. That is the most infuriating thing. I cannot stand that. You know, I don't want to have someone look at me dropping out of college and thinking, oh, he didn't try hard enough, or oh, he was obviously not smart enough to do that. That is my greatest fear, and all I want to do is be able to walk home, you know, to go to my friend's house, and just be able to be happy with where I am. And I personally am, but I also want them to understand the work and the effort and the time and the dedication, and the fact that I didn't just roll over and die when it came to schooling, the fact that I tried my ass off and it just didn't work out. So schooling to me is really important. You know, I really want that degree. For me, I want to know that my last 15, 16 years of education pays off somewhere. That I got something physical for my effort, my work, that I can give to my parents and say, there, you know, you guys did a great job raising me. You put me through an amazing school, and I'm eternally grateful for it. Here's my degree to prove to you that, you know, that I did well, and, you know, you guys made the right choice. And now really what I'm giving them is the like, I quit, I'm sorry I couldn't handle it speech. And if you're someone who enjoys winning, or if you're someone who hates letting people down, you know that if you, like, quit something, or you leave a group, or you let someone down, it's like the worst feeling ever. And that's kind of what I'm at right now. I just don't want to let my parents down. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I hope this made sense. I know it's a long video, but I had a lot of stuff to say, and I'm still not entirely sure where I'm going with this, but long story short, I'm really nervous for my future, and I hope that I'm able to go hard in the paint and really prove to you guys, and to myself, and to my family, and to my friends, that when I put all my effort into YouTube, that, you know, or all my effort into working and creating creative stuff, that it's gonna pay off. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did, let me know with a like or a comment, or let me know what your thoughts on college or schooling is, and I don't know, just start typing shit, and I'll talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is JERiiCHOII, and every once in a while I like to sit down and I like to have a little bit more of a serious talk. Now, I try and make it entertaining for you guys, but if you are new to the channel, new to my channel, in the last 6 months or so, you probably haven't seen a video like this, which is called Get Personal, and it's a series that I used to do where I talked about things that I went through, as well as things that I'm sure other people have gone through or can relate to, and I just talk about them and my experiences with them, because I think it's pretty cool to see other people's opinions of things that might have affected you when you were younger, or maybe you're being affected by them now, whether it's the girl issues or whether it's just being, you know, yourself. And I hate that term, and we're going to talk about it today, because today's Get Personal is kind of about those cool kids and fitting in with the group of people that you've always, that some people always wanted to fit in with. And that kind of hits home with me, because I've got a long history of not being popular and not being the cool kid, but always kind of being on the fringe and trying to get into that group. And it kind of changed for me once I got to college. But I'd like to talk about that because I'm sure some of you guys can relate. So without further ado, let's try and make this shit entertaining. Let's get into it, because when I was in middle school, I used to try and follow around this group of kids that were kind of the badasses of the grade. I know that sounds weird. You're in 7th grade. You're like 11 years old and you're trying to be a badass. But they liked metal music, and they were just kind of cool. They were edgy, and everyone was like, oh, look how edgy and hip they are. And I was like, I want to be just like them. I want to be cool. I want to be hanging out with them. I want people to see me as one of them. And I can't blame my little 12-year-old self. I can't do that, because realistically, it's human nature to want to be, you know, that guy or that girl or that person who people are just like, yeah, that guy's cool. You know, I have no problems with him. He's just a cool dude. But the problem comes when you try and change yourself to fit that mold. So I definitely tried to like the same things they did. So I wasn't even into rock music or metal music or whatever, but I got into it, and I actually liked it, but I got into it, and what that actually did was it kind of pushed what I actually liked and all my ideas of what I actually liked away from myself, and I tried to adopt things that people who were, I guess, popular liked. So I tried to adopt clothing styles or whatever, and I guess what you called me was a poser. I guess that's the best way to describe it, and that's what a lot of people did call me, and that sucks, because you're here trying to be cool, you're trying to be popular, and all the other kids are like turning around and looking at you like, why are you following us? Go away. This is just annoying. And that really kind of puts you down. That makes you feel like shit. And I don't think anyone ever has been called a poser and been like, whoa, yeah, hell yeah, thanks, man, that's awesome. So, when did that change? And it changed in college. And that's a long time to change, right? And where I started to sort of get the idea that maybe it wasn't all in my best interest to go hang out with the popular kids or try and be friends with them, I think it kind of hit home when I made my first real video, I guess you could call it. And I got feedback from people that played video games all day and just didn't have a ton of friends outside of school or outside of online and stuff. And it really hit home when I got to realize that there are other people out there like me who are just trying to get along with others. They're just trying to be popular and have a bunch of friends. And as sad as that sounds, it's a real problem. And it was for me as well. So I get into high school, right? And everything is still pretty the same. I actually got bullied pretty hard in high school. I've got a link to that video in the description below if you want to check that out. I talk about my experiences of being bullied, and that is, again, a whole nother situation, a whole different situation, but I was getting bullied because I was trying to copy and follow the popular kids, and I guess I was pissing them off. Actually, I don't guess, I know I was pissing them off. If you have the time to go, like, you know, out of your way to bully someone, that person's either pissed or he's got something seriously wrong with him. Probably both. So I was getting bullied, and part of that, actually, the whole reason, now that I look back on it, really did stem from me not being myself and me trying to copy other styles. So I said I was going to talk about it. Why do I hate be yourself? I hate that advice, but everyone gives it. It's just like, no, man, you don't need those jeans, man. Just be yourself. You know, you can rock a skirt. I don't care. Be yourself. And that's really shitty advice. Be yourself is great, you know? Everyone should be yourself, but no one ever goes and says, hey, this is how you be yourself. No one ever tells you how to do it. You know, you're spending your whole life trying to be what other people want to be or want you to be, or maybe you're trying to gain popularity through the same ways I did, and no one ever told me how to be myself. All I knew was how to copy other people and how to copy things that I thought were cool. And I guess that is a fine way to go about life. You can do that and you can get through a lot of situations just by being a part of the group. But what you'll realize is that when you're trying to be part of some group that doesn't want you, you're missing out on every other group of friends that you could potentially have that would want you. So that's something that I did not know of and didn't know that existed, really, up until my last couple years of high school. And I guess the one major change was I went into my college guidance counselor's room. She had her own room on the floor of my high school, and I shot the shit with her. I thought she was a cool lady, and she is. She's still a very good friend to this day, and one of the things she said was, I can't remember what brought it up, but I remember her looking at me and saying, you know, if X person, I'm not going to name their name and embarrass them, but he's a really great friend of mine right now, X person said, if you started a cult, Tucker, if you started a cult, he would join it. And I was like, I don't even know, like, is that a good thing? I think it's a good thing. And what it translated to was, when you, Tucker, are actually doing things that you yourself enjoy and that you yourself think is a good idea, and that maybe, you know, you don't care as much about getting in with that one group of friends, that popular group, when you be yourself, other people want to be around you. And I was like, well, is that true? Or are you just pulling that, are you just saying that to make me feel better? And I think that's what really got it in my head, that what I was doing was wrong. That what I was doing, trying to copy other people, was not a good way to go through life. Not only in just high school, but just in general life. Trying to be a part of a group simply by copying them. It's like going to a sushi restaurant and grabbing imitation crab meat instead of real crab meat. Sure, it tastes pretty good, but it's not as good as the real thing, right? So once I got that in my head, my senior year of high school, I was definitely a little bit more confident and comfortable with myself. I think I was really nervous because I always had this reputation of being really unfunny. I talked about that as well in a Get Personal video, but no one thought I was funny. I never made any funny jokes. People thought that I was annoying, and I can see how that happens, but I got these shoes, and that sounds weird. I bought custom Nike shoes. I customized them. They were multiple colors. They were like 5 different colors, and I don't know why. I was just like, I want it. You know what? Screw it. I want those shoes. And it was the single most terrifying thing going to school the next day after I bought those shoes and got them, because I was afraid of how people were going to judge me. I was afraid that the people that I'd worked so hard to get friends with or to become friends with were going to be like, look at this loser. What is he doing? And that's a real fear. Afraid that your life, your decisions on how to dress or how to act are going to affect your friendships is a sucky way to go through life. If you're spending your time thinking, is this shirt going to make people not like me? You need to reassess what you're doing. So I put on the shoes, I went into school, and that day, I think I got like a lot of compliments. I don't know, I didn't count, but I got a lot of compliments on my shoes, and no one said to my face, man, those shoes are retarded. They look dumb. They're like clown shoes. Even the guys that I now consider my best friends, they were the first people to come up and say, oh, dude, that's cool, nice, I like your shoes. I was like, whoa, people compliment you? This is awesome, this is a cool feeling, because no one else had these shoes. I was kind of unique, I was special for a day. And that was awesome, that was kind of the turning point. And I realized slowly, but surely, the more that I gained confidence in what I personally liked and what I personally wanted to do, the more that I found there are a group of people that were kind of always friends with me, but never close friends, that really liked the same things that I liked. They enjoyed my company, and I didn't have to fight for their friendship, or fight for them to notice me, or get them to, I don't know, go out of their way. I didn't feel like I was bugging them when I was hanging around them. And then it hit me all at once. Like, as soon as I graduated, I was like, holy hell, I spent my entire middle school and high school life trying to be friends with people that never wanted me around. And when you let that sink in, and you realize how much time could have been better spent finding friends and people that really genuinely liked you, maybe they're not the popular kids, maybe they're not the coolest kids in the school, but when you realize that there are a group of people out there that really like you for you, That's a pretty damn big life-changing experience, and it really helped me when I got to college. I was very comfortable with myself. Once I realized that there are a group of people out there that didn't hate me for me, I was like, damn, I should probably try and do this more often, shouldn't I? So I guess what I'm saying is this. When I was sitting in the shower this morning, I realized how lucky I was to have a group of friends now that not only care about me and I like them and that we get along great and we have similar senses of what we like and don't like, but I am so much more happy with how I feel about myself now that I know that there's a group of people out there like myself that have similar views and won't judge me simply because I'm wearing rainbow shoes or whatever. And I know it sounds simple, I know it sounds pretty silly, but all it took was one choice, one simple little choice, one little change that really started a whole domino effect of me becoming comfortable with myself and who I was. So, I know this has gone on long, but I had a lot of stuff to say, and basically I guess I want to wrap up with saying thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. If there's one thing that I get to anyone watching this video, it's this. No matter who you are, what you like, or what you do, what you dress like, what music you listen to, what sport you play, there's going to be a huge group of people somewhere in your life that are going to think that's dumb. There's also going to be an equally large and better group of people that you should probably put your time into and befriend them, because those group of people are the kind of guys that you want to be at your wedding and the kind of guys that you would love to go on a vacation with. Not the guys that you have to fight for their attention. Because honestly, you should never have to work for some friend. You should never have to actually try and do stuff to get your friend's attention. It should always be there and it should be mutual respect, not one way. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that we're laying on the deep videos and the 11.5-minute videos. But if you guys want to check out my other Get Personals, I linked a few in the description below. I promise I'm getting back to some interesting stuff. This weekend, Noob Shop coming out, parody of Thrift Shop. Get yourself excited, and I will talk to you guys later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and I am at PAX while you're watching this, which is crazy. I made this video last week, but you're watching it now, so I'm like jumping into the future while I'm making this. Hey, future, how you doing? I hope the future's still around. That would really suck if the world ended before PAX happened, but I don't think it will, so let's just move on. While I was over at my grandparents' house, we went out to eat, and I heard a group of people, a family, talking about other people's lives. Now, they were talking about, I don't know whether it was their friend, or their family member, or their daughter, I don't know what it was, but it was a bunch of like 40-something-year-old people talking about someone else's life, and how they were messing up, and how they were doing things that they shouldn't have done, or doing things wrong. I guess it's the best way to say. I think one of the quotes one of them said was, if he hadn't done, God, I'm not going to be able to remember, so I'm not going to try and remember it, but pretty much you get the point. They were chatting about all these people's lives like it was their own. And that kind of bugged me. I was sitting there and I couldn't help but overhear because they were sitting right behind us. And I kind of made eye contact with my mom about it because they were saying some pretty nasty stuff about this person, and she just kind of shook her head. And what I wanted to talk about was living life the way you wanted to live it, not the way others want to live it, if that makes sense to you. Now, I did a series a long time ago called Get Personal, and that's why it's titled Get Personal. It's a little bit more serious of a subject because sometimes I like to get philosophical up in your asshole. I know that was not very, business and professional like for a serious topic, but sometimes I do like to get all philosophical. And that kind of hit home. That whole thing of people telling, or these people talking about some random person's life like they owned it or like they knew what was best for them really got to me and bugged me because it's happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you too. Whether or not you're young or old, I guarantee one time in your life someone's gonna come up to you and say, hey man, this is what you should do with your life. Don't ignore your plans, this is what you should do. I think you should go ahead and be a doctor, and here's why XYZ. And now, that's kind of human nature. Everyone's got an opinion, and that's not a bad thing. What's bad is when you try and impose your own opinion of how something's supposed to happen onto someone else. So, this is kind of the same issue that I have with a lot of religious backgrounds. Not religions, religious backgrounds that encourage people to go out of their way to convert, to change someone else's mind. And it's the same sort of thing. I don't care what, I don't mind what you believe, as long as you're not forcing your beliefs onto me. And that's what these people were doing with this person's life. I want to give them names because I keep saying people, person, someone. Let's call them Jim and Bob. So Jim was telling Bob what to do with his life, And that's where I kind of drew the line. So why is that something that I don't enjoy, and why is that something that you should probably look out for? It all centers back towards happiness and how you are feeling about the things around you at that particular time. When you go through a rough patch at school, or maybe at home, or with a relationship, it tends to bring down everything around you. You look at everything and it's like a sad filter. It's like Instagram for life. They just put a sad filter over everything and you're like, boom! How you like that depression? And you're like, thanks, Instagram, bastard. But that's what it's like, right? You get this kind of everything doesn't feel quite as good because you're not having a good time. So what does this all have to do with the whole idea that someone else is telling you how to live your life? Well, when someone else goes out of their way to tell you that you're doing something wrong, or they think that you're living your life a way that you shouldn't be, it tends to bring down the way you feel about how you're doing, honestly. So I tell people I play video games for a living, and the first reaction is, of course, how the hell do you do that? And did you think about maybe going through college instead of dropping out on like such a whim? And oh, maybe you shouldn't do that because video games won't be popular, or you get the picture. When they have a lot of questions, and most of them are, why didn't you do XYZ? And all that questioning about whether or not I made the right choice, if someone says something enough, you're gonna sit there and try to figure out if they're right or not. So if someone tells you 2 + 2 = 4 for the whole time that you're alive, you're gonna believe it. So if a lot of people keep telling you 2 + 2 = 5, you might think, well shit, does 2 + 2 really equal 5? Am I that dumb? And so you question yourself, you question your decisions, you question if you're really as good off as you think you are. Well off. I meant well off, you grammar Nazis, if you're really as well off as you think you are, and it's not a healthy situation to be in. And it's usually the people that are older than you, or people that feel like they know better than you, and sometimes they do. Do not get me wrong. If your parents tell you, yeah, you should finish college instead of dropping out to be a professional masturbator, they are probably correct on that one. I don't know if there's an underground masturbation league that you can apply to, but if you can, let me know, please. Either way, there are some definite moments where you should think to yourself, well, maybe this is worth questioning. But if you've made a decision, if you've gone through it and you've accurately decided that this is what you want, and this is what you will do, and this is what you're comfortable doing, then no one has the right or the privilege, really, to come out of their way and say that your decision is wrong. Ultimately, the things that you should be concerned about is, A, how happy are you? I know everyone talks about money, but if you're not happy, money's not gonna do shit for you. You're gonna be like, man, I am really craving a companion and a friend. Good thing I have all this money to buy objects. And you get it, right? As long as you're concerned with your well-being, and as long as you're happy with your decision, and as long as you're confident, and you've gone through the list, and you've seen everything that could or could not go wrong, then how is someone else gonna come into your life and tell you that you are wrong? How is someone gonna know you better than you know yourself? It's dumb, right? When you put it like that, you're like, well shit, no one knows me better than me. I know all the foods that I like and things. Exactly. You ask your parents what your favorite food is, 1 through like 8, and they're gonna be like, I can name 3 foods you might like. Right? So no one knows you better than you, and it's very important that you take your decisions that you make. If you're confident with them, you don't let anything anyone else says deter you from doing it. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I hope that point got across. Alright, I hope it did. And I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary above all things. And if you did, please let me know with a like and a comment. If you guys want to check out the video in the middle of your screen, go ahead and click on the annotation. Take it right there, and I'll talk to you later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and today I wanted to sit down and chat. I wanted to talk. I wanted to speak words to your ears. I woke up late today, and I feel a little bit embarrassed saying that because I slept through my alarm, and that's never happened before. And I normally get up at 8:30 in the morning, and I got up at 11. So I really wanted to post a video today, but I decided I'd save it for tomorrow, and instead I would exchange that video out because it would take too long to edit. I would exchange it out with this one, which is something that a lot of people have been asking for, but I've been reluctant to do because for a number of reasons. One, I hate opening up, and two, because I kind of feel like doing non-comedy entertainment, kind of whatever you want to call my content, I feel like it hurts my channel. But today, since I have nothing else planned, I figured it's better to make a video than not make one, so here you go. Here's your Get Personal. It's about happiness, and I know I've probably covered something about this topic before in a similar video, but I think that it changes relevance like every 6 months. You gotta change up what makes you happy, or you have a whole new set of things that makes you happy and a whole new set of things that fuck you up. So if you're new to this and you don't know what I do, this is not a typical video. This is just this is a more personal side of me. You get to see behind the character that I play on YouTube. You get to see me. It's me. It's Tucker. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. So I wanted to kind of go in depth on why, for some reason, and I need to figure it out too, I'm not happy. And that's probably an interesting little tidbit for you to get. It's not like that I'm unhappy in the sense that I'm unhappy with anything that I'm doing, nor is it unhappy in the sense that I'm depressed. It's weird. I'm trying to explain it to you. Hold on, just bear with me. It's unhappy in the sense that I feel like I should be way happier than I am, and I'm not. I get a little worried from time to time because a lot of you guys know that a lot of you guys that are older and have been subscribed to me longer than like a year and a half know that I had a tough time in high school and middle school, and I wasn't really comfortable with what I am or what I was or what I was becoming, and I changed the way that I acted around people a lot. I changed it from year to year. I changed it from week to week. What other people liked, I started to like, and I think that kind of fucked me because now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, should I be more happy for this? Would other people in my situation be happier than I am in my situation? Am I ungrateful for not being the most stoked guy in the world? Because you have to understand, and I am 100% apologizing for this because I'm not trying to brag, but you have to understand that I wake up every morning with the best job in the world. I wake up every morning to a big, fluffy, awesome ball of love named Griswold, my dog. I look outside, it's sunny every day, there's palm trees, I have a beautiful view of downtown Los Angeles. I wake up, I go walk my dog, I sit down, I figure out what video game I'm gonna play today. I make videos and post them on YouTube and play video games all day long. And then to wrap it all up, I get to talk to my wonderful girlfriend, my friends, my family, and even play video games with all three of those. I can't count. But you get the point. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that there's a lot to be thankful and happy for. And I think that one of the things that's kind of stressing me out right now is money because, and I'm not even going to touch on that subject. That's a whole Pandora's box of fuck that I don't even want you guys to know about. But it's just, money is the source of all stress in most normal people's lives. It's like money and relationships are the two things that are continuously going to make your life miserable throughout the rest of your life. That's 20 years of experience. How you like that for knowledge? I'm just kidding. Somebody's like 32 and shaking their head like, you idiot. But money and stress so far, or money and relationships so far have been the root of all stress coming from my life. Thankfully, one of those is solved with the relationship, but money is always going to be there. And I think that one of the things that is really kind of throwing me off tilt is the fact that I always compare my feelings to other people. So Tom gets home one day and he's just like, no, actually Tom is great. He comes into my room and he makes me feel so good about what we do because he comes in and he's just like, no, it was last night. T. Martin comes over and Luke, one of our friends, comes over and it's me, T. Martin, Luke, Muzza Fuzza, and Syndicate and Taylor all in our living room. And Tom just like turns and looks at me and he's like, I can't believe we're all here. How awesome is that? How crazy is that? And you don't think about it like that a lot. How awesome is it that people from all across the world are sitting together in this room, living together, hanging out, being friends? How awesome is that? And it's almost concerningly concerning to me that I don't oftentimes think about that. I have to force myself to think about that. I think to myself, shouldn't I feel that it's awesome that I get to do what I love to do every day? Shouldn't I feel more excited about some of these things? And I think one of the issues may be that I'm overthinking a lot of stuff. Sonia tells me like every other day, shut the fuck up, you're overthinking things, you need to just relax, it's all gonna be fine, right? And I always kind of brush that off as like, no, I'm just being proactive. Like, I think that, I keep saying I think, but I don't even know where I'm going with this, so you're on the trip with me. I think that, being proactive is a defense mechanism kind of that I developed when I was in high school and middle school, where you'd think like 3 steps ahead and kind of try and counter off how you were going to get fucked that day. So it's like, oh, someone's coming to school that I don't want to talk to, see, or hang out with because they may make fun of me, so I'm going to be here in order to avoid where I think they might be. You see what I'm saying? And then like, if they're not there, you're like, I wasted all that time. This is so dumb. I feel like shit. Why am I so afraid? And I do that all the time with stuff, with videos, with YouTube. I'm like, I've got schedules for 2 months from now, and I don't even have the schedule for this week. I know that doesn't make sense, but I mean, like, I've got video plans out for, like, special videos 2 months in advance, and I don't even know what I'm uploading the next day until I wake up. So I need to do a better job of scheduling that, and my room is so gross. I would probably feel way better about myself if I didn't sleep, eat, and like work in the same 5 square feet that I currently do. I can touch my bed. Look, I'm touching my bed right now, and that's not healthy, but I need to clean up my room. I'm gonna clean up my room after this video. Thanks, YouTube, making me be productive. I need to wrap this up. It's been 7 minutes. So I guess one of the things is that I'm a little bit afraid. I'm afraid that I'm not happy as I should be. I'm afraid that I'm not as happy as other people would be in my certain situation that I'm in. And I'm afraid that that means there's something wrong with me, that I almost, literally, if I was rich out of my mind, I would have everything that I could ever want in the world right now. But I don't. So I think that I think I need to stop overthinking things. Maybe take some meditation time. I haven't meditated in like 3 months. I need to get back on that. I used to meditate every day. It was the greatest thing. I fucking love it. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I'm sorry you just had to listen to me ramble for 7 minutes and 45 seconds. It's going to be 8 minutes by the time this video is over. If you stuck through it, let me get a high five. Hashtag long live the... I don't know. Just hashtag long live the... That's what you post. I don't know. But I really do appreciate you guys sitting here and listening to me every day in and day out. I don't want you to get the idea that I'm not ungrateful, or that I'm ungrateful. You've given me everything, and for that I will forever be in your debt. I just need to work out some stuff on why I'm not feeling as happy as I probably should be. Or maybe I should stop thinking about why I should be feeling happier. Maybe I'm happy already and I just don't know it. Holy shit, my head exploded. I'm getting out of here before I die. Later! What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and you're watching a video that is not a Saturday stream of Epicosity because I got drunk and I am hungover, and yeah, so not a good excuse, but I apologize. I'm moving it till tomorrow, but I do have a video I wanted to talk about today, and it is quite interesting, so hopefully you won't mind too much. Today I wanted to talk about luck, and I used to do this whole series called Get Personal, where I talked about my feelings on certain issues or problems that I had growing up with bullying or schoolwork or friends and being, you know, in general, just a huge-ass nerd. And I wanted to kind of bring it back for an episode because I was on the plane flying back from Canada the other day, and I mentioned something about luck playing a big part in everything you do in life, and a couple people got mad at me because, I guess in their eyes, it seemed like I was taking away from their achievements by saying that luck has a big part in whatever you do. And to a certain extent, I get it. I get where they're coming from because I, too, have a lot of pride issues, which I need to go into another video on. But I can see where they're coming from, but I think it's my definition of luck that's pretty broad. In my head, everything that you do has an infinite amount of outcomes, whether or not it's incredibly small to impossibly small, or it's a guaranteed thing. You still have a pretty much infinite amount of outcomes that can happen. I kind of look at life like a restaurant of hamburgers, because I'm fucking hungry and I like hamburgers, but you sit down, right, and you order yourself a burger. Now, most of the time you're getting what you asked for, but luck could play a big part in that. Maybe the waitress trips over a corner of a rug and drops your burger on the floor, and that was the last patty. No more burgers. You didn't get a burger. That's unlucky. The same thing happens to me in YouTube, or anyone in a sales position, the stock market, people who play sports. Maybe you stub your toe and it breaks and you can't play in the World Cup. Like, stuff like that happens all the time, but it does make a difference when you put it side by side with your achievements in life. To say that luck didn't play a part at all either means that A, you're delusional, or B, you're really cocky. And I was there in those people's shoes a couple years ago. Actually, probably as early as last year. I refuse to attribute luck to any part of my success besides the beginning. The beginning of YouTube was ridiculous. No one knows why or how it happened or got as big as it did. And I don't even know why I made videos. But like, hey, it was lucky my friend Mario told me to make a YouTube channel. It was lucky I got a shout out from PSN Cool PJ at 100 subs. It was lucky a guy who used a JTAG Xbox and got 4,000 subscribers that way gave me a shout out when I only had 500. So all these little lucky things coming into play. Yeah, I was like, man, I was on the train really early. That's pretty lucky. But everything after that, I kind of was like, but I got the hang of it. I mastered it. I learned what worked. I learned what didn't. I am the reason that I got to the place that I am today. And a lot of that is wrong. Actually, all of that is wrong because there are an infinite amount of variables that are actually taking place. And I think it was really, I guess it is really stupid of me to want to do anything in life by my own, what's the term? What's the phrasing? By my own gun? No, that's not right. I don't know what it is. Basically, even when I started YouTube, a lot of the issues that I was having with my confidence, along with my just schoolwork, everything I did, I had this weird pride issue because I had this idea that either I was gonna do it myself and like no one else is gonna fuck this up for me, or I'm gonna fuck it up for myself so I can't get mad at anyone else. And in my head, that's great logic, right? Like, you want to minimize the amount of opportunities other people have in ruining something you're working on. And you want to minimize the amount of opportunities other people have to take away from what you've worked on. And this was me, actually, probably like a couple weeks ago. It took me a while to kind of understand this. I didn't get the concept. And the one thing that changed my mind, the one big thing that changed my mind was that I finally realized this little nugget of info. It took me 4 minutes and 50 seconds to get to this point, but I promise this is the nugget. I realized that no matter what I'm doing in life, whether it's YouTube or sports or stock market or reading a book, the only things I'm in control of, the only thing that does is increase my likelihood of getting what I want or the getting where I want to be. There's too many things that could affect that. But as long as I'm doing my absolute best to ensure that the little tiny variables that I control, like my hard work, my sleep schedule, you know, my ability to make time to write jokes, or I don't know what it is, live stream, whatever I am in control of, I better make damn sure that is what that is what I'm doing to the fullest, because all that stuff greatly increases my chance of being able to do what I want to do, or being where I want to be. And it's not my fault if something goes wrong out of my control. I was putting a lot of the blame on myself, saying, God damn it, I should have seen this coming. I should have prevented that. That's my fault that someone flagged a video for copyright or something. You get the point, right? It was stupid. It was silly. It drove me to kind of ignore any help anyone would ever give me because I was too afraid that, you know, yeah, it probably could help, but what if it messed up? That's my fault. I shouldn't have let him in. I shouldn't have done all this. And that goes back to the pride thing that I was talking about earlier. I do still need to work on it, but I've got a lot of pride for what I do, for what I've done, for where I hope to be going, and I need to understand that it's not my fault when someone else does something that affects my work. As long as I am doing my job to the fullest, as long as I'm doing whatever I'm doing in life to my best ability, that's all anyone can ask for. And I know you probably heard that phrase, that's all anyone can ask for, like 800 times, but maybe that's what it took for me to kind of realize that, you know? That's what it took for me to realize that I can't get mad at myself for certain things not going the way I want them to, just like I can't get mad at myself for things going perfectly and me not knowing why, because very well could have been an issue outside of my effort or outside of the variables I control that caused success or failure, and you can't beat yourself up over it. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I want to hear your thoughts. What about luck? What's your definition of luck? Do you think luck plays a huge part in everything you do, or am I an idiot? I want to know. Let's have a nice conversation. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Sunday. And as always, I'll talk to you legends later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and enjoy your Sunday video of awesomeness. That's right. Last week's Get Personal, and I know I said last week. I can't remember when I uploaded it. The Get Personal about luck and what role it plays in your success is getting some good feedback. So I thought, you know, I'm in the mood to talk some real talk. Let's sit down and let's ask Twitter and Facebook what you guys want to talk about. And the overwhelming majority was friends and friendship. And you know, I guess a lot of people wanted to talk about high school. But I've done a video on friendship, and I've done plenty of videos on high school. And if you want to go ahead and check them out, I'm going to link both of them in the description if I can find them. But they're about 2 years old, and they're under the Get Personal series. So I didn't want to beat a dead horse, but I did want to talk about friendship again in a different way. You see, last time I talked all about how not having friends affects you, how you can kind of go about solving that, how you can feel better about yourself, as well as kind of improve your chances of meeting like-minded people. Today I wanted to talk about the positive and negative effects of not only having friends, but being around them. Because in a line of work like mine, where not only having friends can help you out with video ideas and partners to record with, it can also hurt you in terms of getting distracted from your work. And a lot of people don't think about that. You know, when you're younger, like me, and you're not really focused too much on, you know, whether or not you're going to be able to pay the rent or support your family, because it's really only you, right? I only have to take care of myself right now, and my dog, I guess. You can care about how many friends you got, how many people like you. You can care about that little stuff, right? Well, now it's a little more complicated in terms of how friendship could actually directly affect you. So let me start off by saying that before Tom moved back into the house, and before, you know, I guess let's say 2 months ago, I was one of the loneliest people in my life, or in the loneliest period of my life, I guess I should say. The reason for that being is that I moved to California 2 years ago, and most of my friends who used to live in my house moved away. And I went a lot of days just not even seeing another human being. You know, I was just in my room, I walked my dog, and that was when I got out of the house. And it was just really depressing, because you think about it, you need a break, you need to just hang out and talk to someone and just be friends. Don't get me wrong, streamed with Sonya almost every night, talked to my friends from back home. But I was physically alone. I was physically away from, I was physically away from, like, you know, everyone that I could ever hang out with, and it took a toll on me. You get lonely, you get inside your head, you start thinking too much, you really just overanalyze everything, and it's a dangerous slope, because then you think, is there something wrong with me, or maybe you're just exhausted and you really want, you know, a break. That being alone was one of the most difficult periods of in terms of like friendship of my life. Like, you know, there was nowhere I could possibly go to hang out with people. It was like being sent away to camp, but you didn't know anyone, and no one ever met you. It was just really difficult. And what I realized, though, is that during that period of time where I was alone, I worked harder than I ever have in my entire life. I worked so damn hard that I was uploading 3 videos a day and streaming 4 times a night and really kicking ass and developing a Minecraft server and managing plugins as well as managing social media for some other people. I was on my grind like fucking Tony Hawk. It was an insane period of work. And that kind of contributed to the need for friends. Now, fast forward a couple months later, and Tom moved back in, and now I get to see people on a regular basis, and I'm doing videos with Tom every day, or live streams with Tom every day, and we're going out, and we're leaving the house, and what I realize is holy shit, I don't have enough time to work anymore, or at least not as much as I want, and now that I have that physical friendship, now that there's people to go and hang out with, like Optic Diesel moved like a block away from me, so I get friendship time now. It's awesome, and it is really great to just have that reset, to just, hey, you want to go hang out and not talk about YouTube, not talk about work stuff? And now that I have that, I'm realizing that there's definitely a trade-off. I'm going to Universal Studios today, which means I have to sacrifice a nighttime live stream and probably a second video on my Minecraft channel, as well as maybe getting ahead in videos for this channel, for my main channel. And to me, that makes me a little upset. I'm like, fuck. Look at all the work I could have gotten done. My day tomorrow could have been actually relaxing. I might have been able to sleep into 9 a.m. and maybe play some League of Legends games off stream just for fun for once. And it's not gonna happen. Now, I know. Oh, you're complaining because you're going to Universal Studios. What a rough life with your buds. Yeah, but realize that a lot of my happiness is derived from my work. Like, I got into this because I wasn't happy and I didn't have friends and I didn't have an outlet for expression. And now I feel like my outlet of expression and my job and everything that I worked for is going to take a hit just because I wanted to do something fun. You see the confliction? You see the issues that I'm having? It's just really difficult to think about the benefits and the cons, the pros and the cons, when you're only experiencing the cons or only experiencing the pros. Now, I say that Universal Studios is taken away, and I say that having, Tom and friends in the house takes away from the work, and it does. It really does, because a lot of the times you just want to hang out and you don't want to stream, you don't want to work, you don't want to get up early, you don't want to do XYZ, because it's probably more fun to go do roller coaster stuff. But on the flip side, it can really, really benefit you. I've noticed that I've generally become happier outside of work, which helps me create more ideas for videos, which helps me entertain better because I'm not as stressed. I've noticed that since Tom's comes back, we've come up with like 4 or 5 different good skits that we want to record. Whereas before Tom, it was like 1 a week. I had 1 good idea a week versus 4 or 5 in 2 days. Whenever, and I've started the live stream series. So if the right group of people is there, the right chemistry is there, yeah, you know what? You can have a great boost in not only your mental health, but also your work health, your work ethic, just by being around like-minded individuals. But you gotta make sure that you understand there's a trade-off. If they're not like-minded individuals, having your friend around could hurt your business or hurt whatever you're trying to do, whether it's studying for your exams or trying to get that internship or whatever it could be. And it can cause some real-world issues. If that friend is really causing you difficulty trying to complete a task you're trying to complete, then you might grow to kind of be upset with that person and not like them as much, and it can affect your friendship. So it's a really negative cycle that you can get into. On the flip side, I'm sure there's a very positive cycle where hanging out with this person can lead to multitudes of new ideas and new levels of work ethic, and maybe it's your study buddy and you just kick ass. So I think what I'm trying to say is that there's definitely 2 sides to every story when it comes to friendship. And the only thing that you can see is that the grass is always greener on the other side until you manage to reach it and you're like, holy fuck, there's definitely some cons. There is no set answer to anything in life. You make your own path, you make your own decisions, and everything affects you differently from everyone else. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, because what I just said might be completely opposite for you. But in general, I think it's safe to assume that having a lot of friendship time can really benefit you and really help you relieve some stress and clear your mind, but it also has a very negative effect on your work ethic and what you want to do. If the person does not aid you and help you and kind of, add to you. Because sometimes 2 people in a mixing pot can make some crazy shit happen. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been a Get Personal about friendship. Remember, there's pros and cons to everything in life. You can look at anything any way possible and change it into a good thing or a bad thing. But above all, get those friends out there, and hopefully you choose the right ones that really help you do what you want to do and do it better. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later. What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and welcome to a Sunday video. Yes, I am excited because it's a Get Personal, and I'm really happy this is a series. I asked a bunch of you guys, hey, in the Sunday Lazy Vlog, what's a video that you guys want me to talk about for a Get Personal? And everyone went from high school issues to relationship advice. And with the usual suspects, I found a couple that I had actually not talked about, one of which being motivation, which I feel like I've talked about quite a few times to friends and family, and not much to you guys, so I was like, hey, let's do the serious talk. So, motivation is a fickle thing. It's like a weird emotion, because it's one of those emotions that is very rare. Everyone wants it. It's like happiness, right? You can't, make yourself be happy. You can do things to improve your ability to maybe feel happiness. Like, hey, if I'm going to Six Flags, probably going to be excited. If I'm going to Six Flags and it's 400 degrees outside, not as excited. Still excited, but I'm also going to get burnt alive. So, yeah, obviously, if it was a nice temperature outside, I'm going to be a little bit more motivated and excited to go. And I feel like the longer I think about what motivation actually is, the more that I think people confuse it with excitement. People actually confuse motivation, which is, in my head, the desire to do something. Actually, it's not even the desire. It's the need to do something. That's a huge distinction, too. And it's not bad. It's like, it doesn't matter that people say when they're excited like they're motivated, because that's fine. It's that covers half of what motivation can be. No one ever friggin' talks about the negative motivator. Like the downside motivator. The motivator that's not as pretty as like being inspired or being driven or being, you know, the typical buzzwords everyone talks about. And the negative motivator is something like this, where I have a shitty ass job, like the worst job. I don't want to go. What's gonna motivate me to get out? If I don't get out of bed, then I lose my job and I can't pay my rent. And I can't buy anything that I want. So I ultimately am worse off. I'm going to be unhappy for longer and probably more unhappy than if I just go to work and I man it up. That was my motivation, right? And the same for writing a paper. No one's like, fuck yeah, I get to write 25 pages on the Islamic crisis in 1982 when... You get the point, right? No one's going to be excited. Well, I guess some people might be excited, but for the most part, no one is going to be excited. Now, what's my motivation to finish that? Well, if I don't finish that essay, then I get a bad grade, and my parents are going to get mad at me, and I'm also going to have negative effects on college, and I'm probably going to feel a little bit shitty about myself for not just doing the work in the first place. So, negative motivator, I might as well do it anyways, because I'm worse off if I don't. Negative motivation is incredibly powerful, and I feel like people think that for some reason, because you really want to do something, because you have this positive motivation, you should ignore all the negative side effects. Yeah, going to a good college is probably a great motivator. When you're a kid, when you're my age, when you're a teenager, you know what's even worse, or what's even better than being told you're going to get into a great college? Getting told you're flipping burgers all day if you don't write that paper. That's a fucking motivator. How are you going to afford that luxury vehicle if you can't even write a 24-page paper? So motivation... For the most part, is always kind of ignored the negative side effect, or the negative motivator, and focus on the positive ones. Now, yeah, I do agree that the positive motivator is probably going to be a little bit more powerful. When I get up every morning and I want to stream and make videos, I don't wake up, like, I would never wake up at 5 in the morning for anything. I would probably be like, okay, you know what, I'll lose my job for this, alright? But I wake up 5 in the morning every day now, so I can upload my My Night video so it publishes on time. And then I wake up again at 8 so I can make my video for today, so I can go live stream for 2 hours so I can make another video before I live stream for another 3 hours, and then repeat it every day, including weekends. So that's a positive motivator. Like, my drive to do this, my drive to enjoy this job is huge, and that's great. How do I get motivation? That's a tough question. Now, that's the second half of this. Everyone, I wanted to kind of clarify what motivation can be before I moved into how you get it, because I'll be honest, there's not a way that's going to work for you that works for me. Like, and that's the most simple and truthful way I can put it. It will never work the same for everyone. The reason for that is I believe that motivation is almost entirely up to you. People can help motivate you by giving you reasons to care about something, but at the end of the day, what motivation is it's your drive to finish a task, to complete something, to do something, to work towards something. And the only person that can get you to do something is yourself, alright? At the end of the day, someone could say, I'm gonna shoot you if you don't move. That's up to you if you move or not. Like, yeah, you probably should do it, but it's still up to you. The only person that can get you to do something is you. So, whenever people talk to me about motivation and like, oh, it's easy. All you gotta do is watch an inspirational video. Get inspired by another person's piece of artwork or something like that. Everyone talks about it passively, you know? It sounds like you don't have to do anything, that just comes to you. It's not like the Holy Spirit, like, drops down on you and is like, get motivated, baby! Because that would be awesome, you know? Can you imagine, like, a big boombox on his shoulders floats down and just, like, let's get you Little John in your pocket forever, you know, it's a sad day, just pull out Little John. He'll be like, yeah, you're awesome. And you're like, thanks, Little John. I mean, that's what everyone makes it out to be like. They sound like it's something that just happens to you. What I learned is that, for me, a big thing that gets me motivated is convincing myself that whatever I need to do is incredibly important. And for the most part, it is. And I'm not meaning like, oh, I'm so important, all my shit is important, people care about what I do. I mean that
if I want to get to a place that'll make me happy, the only way to do that is to actively try, to actively work at something. If I want to get to a comfortable living standard, if I want to reach my goals, my dreams, the only way to complete that is by doing everything that I possibly can. That's what my motivation is. Because it's like that stupid proverb. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The only way to win is if you try and fight. Yeah, if you give up, if you don't try and fight, you lose, and there's 0% chance of winning. If you try and fight, there's at least a 0.1% chance of winning. You have a chance. So as long as you try your ass off, you got a chance, and that's better than no chance. So, stupid proverb, I know, but that's kind of what gets me going. Look at that flashbang grenade, by the way. I highlighted this video. I don't know if that synced up perfectly. I guess it did now, but yeah, I have a horrible CSGO skills. So, for the most part, happiness, emotions like that are all great and lovely, but motivation is the hardest to come by in my mind because it all comes from you. It is almost entirely reliant on you, and that's an important distinction to make. So, how do you get motivated? I convince myself that whatever I need to do, whatever I need to finish, the me not doing it, me not finishing it is going to be way worse. Like 20 times worse, and it probably will be. Think of all the negative things that could happen if you don't do it. If you lay in bed, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, I'll feel pretty good. You also fuck up like if you skip a day of school. You miss work, you make more work for yourself. If your reasoning to not go to school that day was you didn't want to work, you just fucked yourself even harder. It's like you just made your life harder. So there's some motivation for you. At least that's how it works in my mind. It does not work the same for everyone. It probably won't work the same for you. But definitely give it a try. Really think about how you can spin things in your mind to make you convince yourself that something is way better or way worse than it actually is. It's not going to happen overnight, but at the very worst, you're probably going to manage to figure out that you actually do care about a lot of stuff. You just really didn't understand that the downsides were that bad. So, I hope that made sense. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jericho. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys get motivated as shit. I hope you go out there and you kick life's ass. And always remember that the only way to get to where you are trying to go in life is by working towards it. You're not going to get there by not doing anything. It's just not even possible. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later. What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and today, it's another Get Personal. We're doing some real talk, and I've got a great subject. And if you're new to this series or my channel and you don't know what this is about, every so often I kind of like to get down and talk about some of my stuff that I went through or issues that I dealt with and issues that I think you guys might be able to relate to because, hey, it helps to get it off my chest, and it's also fun to talk about it with everyone. You know, we're going to break the fourth wall. You're not watching the video, you're involved with it. So today, I normally do these on Sundays, but Sonya was over and I was like, I'll push it back. So today is the day. And I wanted to talk about probably my biggest fear, and it's probably something that everyone strives for. And my biggest fear is failing to succeed. Not failing, it's just not succeeding. All right, and that's a big fear for me for a multitude of reasons, and I definitely want to talk about all of them with you guys and kind of explain, maybe think about why I'm actually afraid of certain stuff. But yeah, I have a fear of not succeeding, and I know that success is something that everybody tries to get. Everyone's striving for it. If you're not going for success, I don't know what you're doing. What's your goal then? I don't know. Everyone who goes out to do something in life, they're trying to succeed at it. No one wants to, well, I guess you might want to fail at, like, becoming the world's largest man or something like that. Like, that's probably something to be good at failing at, that and, like, a cancer test. So those two things, go out and be motivated to fail those. But other than that, generally, you're going to try and succeed in life. And the path that I took in life, the one that is you're watching right now, my whole dropping out of college, doing YouTube streaming and entertaining full time, that whole path has set me up on like a nervous breakdown trail to failure, and I'm like, oh God, is this the end? And you know, I think that I've brought it up one time before, but one of the biggest issues with kind of understanding why I'm scared of not succeeding is because I never really locked down like my own personal definition of success. I kind of always go off of what I think other people consider successful. So like when people talk about Bill Gates, we all kind of agree that guy is successful, right? Like he's kicking ass at everything in life. Dude's got more money than anyone in the world. That guy has got it going on. Now, you know, when we all look at each other and we think of like, am I successful or are they more successful than I am? I've got a lot of problems with doing that, comparing myself and my level of what I think success is to other people. And it's not the right people to be comparing it to. I think the way that I like to motivate myself, and I talked about this last week, was I like to negatively motivate myself saying like, look at this guy. Like, this guy's doing better than you. You can do better. Or the positive side, this guy can do it. You can do it too. If someone can possibly do it, you have the will and the power to go and do it. So here I am, like, you know, a 21-year-old kid who's doing great, and I'm really enjoying myself, and everything about my job and my life is going splendidly pretty much. And I've got a lot going on for me. And then I'm able to look at someone else and do that comparison that I just talked about. And I'm like, shit, Syndicate is over here killing it. Look at this guy, you know? He is one of the top guys in the world. He is an entertainer. Like, can I be that? If he can do it, I have to be able to have the will and the way. Like, there's a good chance that if I try hard enough, I can be there, right? Or the negative side effect, if he can do it, why am I not doing as well as he can, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Comparing yourself to someone who's like in a whole different league can sometimes be damaging. And I didn't touch on that last week? I didn't touch on that, but I definitely come to the realization that you kind of gotta, if you're gonna use that as a motivator, you gotta like do it one ladder step up. You know, like comparing myself to Syndicate is like a minor league baseball player going like, dude, why am I not Derek Jeter? I can hit the ball too, dude. I can hit the baseball. I know how to do that. And it's like, it's not fair to you or to him. You know, it's just not fair. So that's one big reason of why success scares me, because I'm not sure that I'll ever reach it. Using that motivator to get yourself to the next level, to the next step, I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to ever be content with what I'm doing and where I'm at, because I always want to move forward. That's a great thing, and it's also a bad thing because that means I'll never really, you know, so far, I always have this feeling that I'm never really happy with where I'm at. Like, I can always do more, and that's damaging because that makes me afraid that I'm never gonna achieve personal success, which is the most important part. Like, let's precursor all this. Let's just talk about this. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks you've done in life. If you are happy and consider yourself successful, and I don't mean you're sitting on the couch like, you know, Billy, go get a job. You've been on the couch for 6 months and you're just like, shut up, Mom. I can smoke all the weed I want. I'm successful in my own eyes. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like, if you're truly trying at something and you're content with where you're at and you've reached a status that you're happy with, don't let someone else put that down. So, ultimately, success is a scary-ass thing because it's really hard to lock down what your definition is. Like, are you going to be considered successful when you make $100K a year and then you don't do anything after that? Like, what's going to motivate you? What are you going to use for motivation? Is it the thrill of making more? Or maybe money's not even your definition of success. Maybe your definition of success is how many people you've got in your friends list on Xbox. I hope that's not it. But you get my point. There's other definitions of success, infinite levels of definitions of success that you could bring up, that you could make your own, you can write your own, but it's just really hard to lock down, like, for me, at least, where the line is so you can be happy, or you can say to yourself, like, I've finally done it. And it might be that there is none, and for most people, there probably is none. There's always a desire for more, there's never enough. Like, Bill Gates, I mean, yeah, he's got enough, but if he really had enough, he could just give away his company and then that would, like, he wouldn't make any more money. You see what I'm saying? There's always enough, but it's really hard to just call it quits when you're really working at it, and there's always a desire for something more, for something bigger, for something better, for that next step up. So I don't really know, you know, if there is a major league for life, you know, if there is I'm at the major league level. There's literally nothing higher I can go. Like, I am the top world's professional player. I mean, I guess you could go for the top world professional player of all time ever. But God damn it, there's no way to end it. There's always something more to strive for. And it's really hard. I think that you gotta just learn to be very happy and content with what you've achieved, but not let that get in the way of wanting to achieve more. Maybe that's the way that you gotta go ahead and look about it, or look at it rather, is be happy with what you've done, but not too happy to the point where you don't want to do more. God damn it, I don't know, it's difficult, but this is why I am really excited about having these conversations with you guys, because I want to hear your opinions. Maybe you're just a young kid and you're like, fuck it, man, you know what success is? Success is eating a 10-piece meal from McDonald's for free because my mom bought it for me. Like, if that's it, hell yeah. But I'm talking a little bit more on the serious side. Like, will you consider yourself successful in life when you've reached a certain monetary status, like $100,000 a year, or when you can buy something like your first house, or what do you think? So leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the Destiny gameplay, and I'll talk to you legends later.